No. Ladies and gents, good evening. How are you? As you can see, we have been afforded an unbelievable opportunity by Willowbank Raceway. Welcome to episode 22 of Operation Radial Freedom. We are overlooking the drag strip here at lovely Willowbank. Welcome, Victor Barrels. How are you? Welcome, mate. Victor Jet, he's racing tomorrow. He's given me some of his time tonight outside of his preparations, but the reason why I came on early, firstly, before we kick in, the heavy hitters are about to have another test pass, so we were just going to commentate a little bit so everyone can see what's going on here at Kenda Radial Riot, happening live right now on the start line. You've got Wade Wagstaff versus Craig Hewitt about to come out, unless they're going to have a solo. Good evening, Jason. Good evening, Craig Everly.
Good evening, guys.
Stephen, George.
Chris Sources, good evening. I will say a big congratulations, Chris from Australian Muscle Cars. He's just had his newborn, mate. Congratulations,
mate. Well done, Chris.
Well done, Chris, mate.
You got the deal done there.
Another radio racer.
Another radio racer, mate.
Good on you. God bless. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you, Madeline. God bless you. We've got Craig Hewitt moving into the left lane. Start line. The track, guys, is absolutely amazing. If you are not here, please come out tomorrow. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen.
Testing tomorrow, racing on Saturday.
There we go. We're going to shut up so you can hear it. Craig Hewitt does his burnout. He's on the solo pass.
I will say a big thank you to Willowbank Raceway for letting us use the facility.
Dave Hunter.
And Dave Hunter, man. Thank you very much, mate. Guys.
Tony Wedlock, to all your staff, to Willowbank Raceway, thank you so much. This is a dream come true for us to be coming to you live, overlooking the beautiful track here at Willowbank. The amazing work from the team here to get this track facility happening. Steve Wilson, it would be great to see you. Good luck, Vic. It says for tomorrow, man.
Yeah, thanks, Craig.
Vic's racing tomorrow, but we're going to shut up because Craig Hewitt's reversing at the moment. He'll be coming into the beach, ladies and gentlemen. This track is on kill.
We just had George Javeski on 235s.
Yeah, he just
come out first pass debut, new combination 500, 146 mile an hour.
Just craziness.
There you go,
absolute
mate.
craziness.
It's going to be
Michael Blasakakis Ray. There are some cakes, man. There's everything happening here, but check it out live, ladies and gentlemen. Craig Hewitt. He's moving it into the beams. Victor, exciting times for Craig. This is his third or fourth pass here in the car. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing a bit of commentating because this is unbelievable. The opportunity.
Sort of talking, just keep going the back.
Keep it right there. He's going into pre-stage, full stage. He's blazed the tyres. He's blazed the tyres, ladies and gentlemen.
He's off.
But Craig's been getting down the track. The track is on kill, ladies and gentlemen. So just letting you know.
Guys are swinging for it in the early stages here. We've still got tomorrow and Saturday race day, but.
So Michael, there's cash tomorrow night. There's a special race within the race. So, ladies and gentlemen, please like and share. Unbelievable! Thank you so much for all the support. The last episode was crazy. We've got some amazing guests tonight, Vic. In between the racing, which is going to be a distraction. We've got Andrew Hawkins from Motive DVD joining us.
Andrew Hawkins from Motive DVD. Paul Moy coming on.
Chris Diggles. And in between, Krieger's going to be trying to join us.
I believe he will. And we may even have just around the grounds out the back here.
Oh, there's going to be around the grounds, and we've got Frank Tarabay joining us from the Singapore Formula One. So not only do we have the Willowbank Vic? We've got Formula One this
Yeah,
evening.
we do, mate. We do.
It's absolutely crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share, but thank you to everyone that's supporting us. This is unbelievable what's going on here. We've got to thank Willowbank yet again for everything that's been afforded to us to be able to do this episode from here. If you need to know, Wade Wagstaff is just about to fire up, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to do some commentating just to give you the heavy hitters, and then we'll get stuck into the show. So I started the show a little bit earlier, just to give you that. Sorry, Vic.
No. Thanks for everyone who tuning in. Like I said, bear with us. We'll be jumping to and from. We've got a great lineup of guests coming on, and obviously a lot of HP at the back here.
Wade Wagstaff. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share the black belts. Yeah, absolutely. Peter, how are you this evening? So guys, straight after the big boys have a race, we're going to bring on Andrew Hawkins from Motive DVD. He's got some great things happening, but Vic was just there for the runway thrash from Tuna's Edge.
Yes, we were, mate. Absolutely amazing event just there. 2-day event, runway thrash, a lot of high-powered cars, 4-wheel drive class, 2-wheel drive class, turbo, aspirated, anything wet, man. I have to give a massive shout out to Mick Mansour and his crew down there.
Yeah, they broke the record.
Mate, they broke the record there.
Absolutely.
820s, 189 miles an hour on radials.
All right,
He's
he's
just
clearing out the pipes.
He's going
the Agent Orange is back, man. Hamandos, welcome. Michael Mellis, how are you, sir? Kev, hi to CMV. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get them on a bit later, just quickly, because the CV boys are having a Radial Riot party. Thank you to all of them for supporting us. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen.
Some will be coming up on Saturday, but yeah, get on there, like and share. Thanks for tuning in, man.
There's
We're
already
doing overtime, by the way. Before I continue, I need food.
There he goes now. Oh, he's pedaled it. 394!
You saw it, boys!
It's already about
394, 193 miles an hour, 394. That's the Australian record right there, man. Look at that, man. Wow. That is
They
off
did it.
its
You
head.
saw it live, ladies and gents.
It looked like he had a bit of a barrel there or something, dude. What was going on?
And he did it.
394, man.
Unbelievable.
Big stuff there, guys. Well done, man.
That was brilliant.
Unbelievable, man. That was history in the making. You just seen it. 394, man. Wow.
Operation Radio Freedom bringing to you live 394, ladies and gentlemen. 394 from Wade Wagstaff, 193.63 in mile an hour to the 660. Unbelievable.
We are racing 660.
I can't believe it. I think we should just end the show. That's it. We're done.
That's it. 394.
Just craziness, man. Craziness. Well done.
2 days before the event, guys are swinging for the hills.
Well done, Wade Wagstaff. Well done to you, your team, and everyone involved. What a track. Willowbank Raceway has turned it on. Barrels.
Unbelievable.
But there's more. There's more out there.
Kurt Johnson, all the way from the US of A, man. People realising who these guys. He's the father of radial or just drag racing prep, NASCAR. The guy
it's there. If you've just joined us, 394, 193.63 from Wade Wagstaff. It's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable.
What a way to start the show, man.
This is why we do this. This is why we love radial racing. This is why we race on these tyres, and again, thanks to Victor, he's racing tomorrow, but he wanted to do the show with me tonight.
Anyway, but yeah, the show had to go ahead, man.
Mate, who's coming up, Vic? Who's next? Who's coming out of the lanes now?
We might have Sean Hale, is it? Let me see. No, we've got Joe Gauci coming round.
Joe Gauci in the silver car.
408.
Oh,
194 miles
an hour earlier. He did it easy. Wow.
So,
guys, like and share. We're live
here for the hills. Unbelievable.
Okay, Joe Gauci bringing it into the water box, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you can see it. They're just coming down. I'm trying to move out of the shot there. He's bringing it into the water box. Frank Dandy, you're about to give him the signal. Car's just turned off momentarily.
No, he's giving him the signal to
ladies and gentlemen. Wade Wagstaff.
Like and
share, 394, unbelievable. You saw it live.
394, man.
Oh man, we couldn't have even
394.
Stage you, sorry. Here we go, Gauci with the burnout.
There he goes.
Wow.
Let him back up there and do his thing. But
like and share, ladies and gentlemen, Operation Radial Freedom.
Unbelievable.
Bringing to you all the action live. Thank you to Willowbank Raceway once again for giving us this opportunity to join everyone and all of you from the corporate box. This is just unbelievable that's going on here. Watch 200 mile an hour tumble.
Well, we do hope someone does go 200 or multiple.
Let's get it up to 500. Absolutely, like and share, guys. Let's do it, man. Let's get this thing cranking, man. We love what we do, but this is why we love it. It just happened.
We love you you guys joining us
Oh
here.
man,
And,
you pump us up, man. You make me want to just get in the car now. Who can we get out of their car? Just need to jump in barrels. You know,
No, mate. We've got Timmy Cross down there. Who else is down there?
Who's
Let
the
me just have a bit of a spy there.
Give us a
Timmy Cross. We've got Sean Hale in the staging lanes, Ash Mason, Perry Bullivan. Man, there's a few heavy hitters coming around.
Here we go. The heavy hitters. Sorry
We'll
to all
let
of
Joe
our
get
guests.
going there, and we might just get the show going there.
Look, we started it early, so we're okay.
No.
I'm gonna give you another 15 minutes of racing, and then we'll get stuck into the guests because I don't want to keep you all waiting. But yeah, like and share, ladies and gentlemen. Make this thing go crazy. This is unbelievable. We're at 420.
Thank you.
Man, thank you so much.
Mark Osman, I don't believe Archie's could get the chopper up here, but we might have some ribs. If the speedy crew down there are listening, we need ribs up here ASAP. We are getting very hungry. Well, I am anyway. Joe Gouch's just been backed out there.
Hold on, they've just seen something here. They're just checking things, making sure he's safe. Safety first, ladies and gents. His son at the back of the car saw something with a parachute.
Jonathan pulled them up, I believe, there.
Jonathan stopped them from bringing him into stage. It's all happening, ladies and gents. Bear with us. Make sure you can hear us okay. Agent Orange, yes, ladies and gentlemen. 394 Australian radial record. Unbelievable. Sam Nasser, how are you? Hello to all the CV guys. Hello to everyone watching. Hello to everyone all over the world. Unbelievable. 437 of you have joined us live at Willowbank Raceway.
Like and share, guys.
Like and share.
445.
Here we go. Let's go. 500. Let's talk, guys.
Massive effort.
Okay, they're bringing him in. They're bringing him into stage.
Here we go. What are we going to see here?
Frank Dandy bringing him in, Vic.
He ran previously 408, 192 miles an hour, corrected?
He's got on the chip. He's got on the chip.
PB.
Here we go.
Joe Gouchy, what do you got?
He's banging.
He's
going.
going.
Victor.
408, 192.82.
Mate, Joe Gouchy, second pass. Unbelievable. Can you see what's going on here, ladies and
Unbelievable,
gentlemen?
man.
Oh.
Joe Gouchy, man.
474, ladies and gentlemen. We've broken our records. Keep going. Let's do this.
Unbelievable. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Woo! 408.
What's the highest views to date?
That's
the highest
it,
views
that
to date was, I believe,
492.
508.
Hey!
Give yourselves a shout out, guys.
Radial freedom, baby!
Operation Race to the front.
All right,
Wow.
who we got next? Who we got next in the lanes? Who we got?
We've got Sean Hale there coming up on
Sean
the
Hale,
lane.
ladies and gentlemen. He's moving into the right lane.
He's the pro charger himself. He had the candles lit earlier.
Okay, so we got the rocket lane. Is this Stu? This is Stu Henry.
Sorry, yeah.
Stu Henry, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. He's moving into the rocket lane, ready to do the burnout.
565 views.
Ladies
Guys,
and
you've
gentlemen,
absolutely killed it.
unbelievable.
Man. Thank you for joining.
Cam Riley, thank you. Mitchell Rowe, thank you. Gorilla Speedy, thank you. Look at this, ladies and gents. Look at it. He's done a short burnout, Victor. Short burnout.
Short, strong. He's going to get back on there. I know
Stu
he's got
Henry,
to the
famous
front.
for driving in. He was the first Australian driver to drive at Georgia.
He was.
He was driving.
He drove Keith Neal's car there. Yeah, mate, he's had a lot of experience overseas there. Mate, definitely a nitrous guy. This time he's gone for the forced induction pro charger deal, and yeah, let's see what he does.
All right, they're bringing him into stage
He had
now.
the candles lit earlier there.
Here we go. He's in the
Let's see
groove.
if he joins the dots in, and he will run a pass.
He's in the groove, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see that there? All right, he's going to bring him into stage. There's a pro charge deal there, yeah, Victor?
Yes, I'm just looking here. 568 joined Nick F. the Mill, 569. Thank you, guys. Tonight is big. Yes, Peter, thanks for joining. Good setup for tonight. Jason Marcos, I'm back. Thank you, guys. Stay tuned, stay tuned.
All right, here we go.
Coverage
Stu
coming
Henry,
live.
Stu Henry, Stu
Testing here.
Bringing it in the beams, Vic.
What's he got? He's out of there.
Oh, he was out of the hole, but
Yeah,
it just shook the
250 out,
tires.
250 out.
Shook the
Eagles
tires, ladies and
swinging for
gentlemen.
it. Eagles under threat with the commentary. Absolutely not, mate. That's Coots' car, right?
Nah, mate, we're going to have Diggles on quickly.
Bill Vich, this is Galassis, Mr. Bill Vich, maybe his Camaro back on the scene.
He's Diggles on the
He's
property.
Put some Raiders
He's
coming
Diggles
down
on the
there.
property, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 619 barrel loss.
620
Come on, let's go,
views,
come on, guys. Let's go.
Come on,
Live,
620.
live. Look at this, here we go.
635. This is like an auction. Unbelievable.
Ash
648 people.
Ash Mason,
My
ladies and
God.
gentlemen, 235 tires.
235, twin turbo LS coming out. He just went 485, 146 miles an hour on a 235. Guys are swinging for the hills. I'm so amped up, man. I
Ladies
tell
and
you what,
gentlemen,
man.
this episode proudly brought to
Unbelievable.
you Willowbank Raceway.
724 people. Is that a misprint, man?
Australian muscle car sales, speedy diffs, Archie's flame duels. Welcome to Operation Radial Freedom. Come to you live from Willowbank Raceway. They're testing. It's only Thursday testing. They're swinging for the hills. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable. 718 of you joining us to view Ash Mason. He's about to back it up.
If you don't know who Ash Mason is, where have you been, mate? This guy started in 275 3.5 years ago, Sam. I remember him dueling it out with you, mate. The guy was going 530s, man. He's put 235s on in the last 14 months, 15 months there. He's got his program together. The guy is absolutely flying 485s, man. 146 mile an hour.
Craziness.
Definitely,
ladies and gentlemen, there's 788
791 people. I can't believe what's
If you've
going on
just
here.
joined us this evening, Wade Wagstaff has broken the Australian radio record. You saw it here live. 394 he ran at 193 point something mile an hour.
I believe there may have been a minor pedal.
He must have pedaled. Ladies and gentlemen, this is craziness. There's 800 of you in here. You need to understand this is live action here. They're testing at Radial Riot. Thank you so much for all your support, but thank you to Willowbank Raceway for what they're doing for us. All right, Ash Mason.
Big thank you to Willowbank Raceway and Dave Hunter again
Dave Hunter
for the opportunity.
All right, here we go. He's about to bring the pre-stage on, Victor. Talk us through it, Vic. Talk us through it.
Well, he's coming on. He'll bump in. I can tell you now, he will be trying to look for a bigger number again. He will chip away. No, he's hit on the head.
He tried to give it a big
He's one for the hills there.
Now, who's coming up after that, Victor? Who we got?
We've got, well, this
Is that Michael Arnold's old car?
That is Michael Arnold in that car. He was here earlier in his HSV ute. I think he may have had a mishap. He's back in the ute. He's on 235. This guy's gone 478 or 479
Mate.
at 152 miles an hour on a 235. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear what I'm saying? 470s on a 235. That guy's a bad man out there, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't
What a
thank you
weekend
enough.
coming up.
Dave,
What a
how are
weekend.
you? Okay, look, it's 10 past 8.
Sorry, man, we're all pumped up. The views,
Now, once we got another one of the heavy hitters coming out, we'll just wait for Michael Arnold to do the burnout here.
Yeah.
The gentleman in his green Toronto, I've forgotten his name there, Vic, but he's got LS in that. Single turbo, yeah?
No, not a less conventional small block.
Oh,
I
small
believe
block,
it's
yeah.
our
Yeah, right.
engine there. Electronic power there. He's
Here we go. Doing the burnout.
coming in. Michael Arnold, here we go.
235.
The guy has gone a 470, high 470 there on a 235, man. That
Okay,
guy is
now,
a fast man. Him and
Let's,
Joey Bridge.
let's get stuck into it, ladies and gentlemen. Once there's more cars there. Now, our first guest, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, we've got Motive DVD joining us. Victor has...
Andrew Hawkins, mate, if you're out there, mate, we'd like to bring you on there. Like I said, just recapping briefly, we had Runway Thrash, man. Big shout out to the guys at MSM Racing there, Mick Mansell and his boys, man. Got the job done. 189 miles an hour, 820s over the quarter, man. On a runway, man. On radials. Well done, guys. Knocked it out of the park, man. No, he's bombed them.
Bomb the tyres.
Michael Arnold's bombed the tyres there. Wow, I can't believe how guys are going there. It is
Yeah,
only
it's
Thursday
just
evening and guys are swinging for the hills.
Oh mate, we've just seen radial history in Australia. 394 from Wade Wagstaff.
394, can you believe that?
I can't believe it. He's done it.
394,
He
man.
did it in Georgia. He's done it here.
He's backed it up in there, and I believe he will go quicker, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, we will be remiss to not mention that the first person to run a 3-second pass in Australia on radials happened this time last year. That was Jared Wood, the Jared Wood. Claire and Jared, we will never forget you because you broke
History has been made with you guys. No one can take that
You were
away.
the first, just like you were the first to run fours on 2, 3,
I was the first to do it,
All
that's
right.
fine. But you know what? It inspires people to run harder and push competition, and that's what this sport's about.
It gets a bit loud on the start line, but and look, we're very lucky to have a corporate suite here. Look, coming up next, Timmy Cross, who's been a guest of the show. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen. John Ricker, how are you? We were just mentioning that your beautiful new car is history was made by that car
Correct.
a year ago.
And
We
you'll
will
be
never
quality,
forget it.
mate.
But if you've just joined us, Wade Wagstaff just ran 394. Unbelievable. He's broken the record. I'm going to lose my voice this evening, I reckon.
Oh.
But that was probably the most epic performance that we've ever done. And we'll cross to you for Timmy Cross. Now, let's see who our first guest is. Let's bring him on. Dale Hillier, you saw that 394. Unbelievable, mate. It's just craziness.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Well.
We've had to
I don't
come
know what to say. My hair's still standing
We've
up.
had to
Mate,
come
that just
down.
happened. It does not get any better than that. A record was just broken, man. A 394, man.
All right, we need...
Congratulations to the guys again, and I'm sure these guys will be back out and everyone will be pushing harder than
Tony Cassiodis, you're watching. Can you please message Andrew Hawkins? We need him on, please. Thank you.
Andrew Hawkins to the front. Trying to get a staging going on there. Something's happened. He's backing out. He's overshot it. That's fine. It is testing, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man, you got to come to Kenda,
Not used to
guys.
seeing you on the opposite side. Yes, Jenny? We're at Chris's shop last time and everyone was saying how come there's a left-hand Falcon GTHO. Anyway, I'll leave you with that.
Craig Lewis, how are you, brother? Hopefully we're going to see you over the weekend.
Rodney Williams, blow it to the front. Absolutely, man.
394.
Just repeating it.
Wade Wagstaff.
Wade Wagstaff. Jay, yeah, that was Wade Wagstaff. 394. He just did it, man. Unbelievable.
No, Timmy Cross is here.
Tim Cross busy in Slovakia. No, Marco from Austria. You need to send one of your boys up here. Right? My mouth isn't dry, man. It is salivating. Not dry, salivating, man. Bring some lamb ribs up here. Come up to the corporate suite, please.
Vic's hungry, please. You need to be on the microphone. Michael, to the...
Rob Tarabay, yeah, the boys.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. We're just waiting for our guests.
We're waiting for our guests. We will be having Frank coming live out of the Singapore F1 Grand Prix. If you don't know Frank Tarabay, man, he's the man with the fastest radial super here, I believe, in Australia. And that is one bad street car running sixes. So we're going to have him coming on shortly as well. Moving forward, we need to get the show underway. Ken Tony Cassio's called Mr.
Hawkins.
Where is he? Mr. Hawkins. He's not on. Hopefully it's not a reception issue there.
There he is. He wants
Andrew
to come
Hawkins is on. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Hawkins, Native DV. Let's get underway, guys. Thanks for joining. Vic's always hungry, and don't you forget it. And that's for power and food. Or mile an hour anyway.
Okay. Oh, we did have Hawkins on, and then he drops us.
Approved. There we go.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Vic was just at Runway Thrash. We've got some fantastic news. Andrew Hawkins.
Hello, boys.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Have you got any insight, Andrew?
Oh, I can hear you all right, man. I'm in my studio. I'm all good. Where magic happens. Everything's studio. Not working?
Need your headphones.
Let me give it a whirl. Hang on.
Yeah, just a minute. Let me take you. There's a couple of Russians on board, bro.
Here we go. How about that? How's that for you?
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Is that better?
Just before we start, mate, we've got Timmy Cross about to stage, mate, on the 275s. Straight into the live action. Sorry, Mr. Hawkins, you should be commentating this, but anyway, he's bringing in the beans, mate. Here we go. Here we go. He's in his big turbo. Watch it down the back. 433, 174. Ladies and gentlemen, 274.
Not bad.
He's reset the 275 record there with a mile an hour, 174.53. Mr. Hawkins, Motive DVD, thank you for joining Operation Radio.
Welcome to the show, mate. Great to have you on.
Thank you, boys. Thanks for having me on. Been wanting to get on here for a bit now, so it's good to be here finally.
Now, Andrew, we've come to a lot of your events. You've been doing events for how long now? I think it's over 15 to 20 years you've been doing this craziness.
Mate, I commentated my first event, so officially worked at an event in 2004. So it's been a while. And I think I ran my first event that's my own in 2009. So first Cootamundra was 2009.
Wow. So Andrew, let's get stuck into that. We just had the Tuner's Edge Runway Thrash. Guys, like and share Motive DVD on with us now. Victor, you were there at Runway Thrash.
Mate, I've been to a lot of the events, man. GR challenges, I've been to muscle car challenges, I've been to the S&P 500. I've been to them all, man. The events are amazing. They're all radial cars, man. It is so exciting, man. You got to know your car, mate. That start line now, I call it a nice catering, but you know what? It's so exciting. But you know what? The coverage and the video footage that we get by Motive, mate, it is second to none on the planet, Andrew.
Thanks, mate.
That's the honest truth, mate.
No, I appreciate it. The whole reason I started those airport events was purely because I just wanted to make cool shit happen and film it, obviously. Because if you don't film it, did it really happen, right?
Correct.
So that's how it all started, and then the first year was just a bunch of GDRs because I don't hide the fact I'm a GDR fanatic. It's got 275s on it though, so it's all right. Don't hide that fact, and then it just grew from there, and then we started running Newland Nationals, and then we Drag Battle and GDR Challenge was by invitation, and then Runway Thrash is the one that's just basically open to anyone and just, well, come thrash. And the new start line certainly helped. Every record was broken except 2.
Andrew, can you tell us about the new start line? I believe the the council just spent
Yeah.
a heap of money on that, and there was a huge investment by the local council based on you lobbying and you being able to explain to the local community why the council needed to invest money. Can you let us know a bit more about that new start line? Just as you're doing that, we'll just tell our viewers, like and share. Ladies and gentlemen, Perry Bullivant is on the start line. He's about to bring it in the beans.
Mate, it's a essentially we'd been going there for that long, the event's getting that big that they realised the economic input, and I guess they felt like if they could do something to make it even better for us, that we could do more events, which is the plan now. I basically wrote a proposal last year that they forwarded to the government, and the government, off the back of that proposal, basically gave them $250,000 to resurface the first 70 metres. So instead of being cold mix asphalt, which just get torn up over time, they put down a hot mix that's the same grade of material that they use at racetracks such as Queensland Raceway, Bathurst, etc. So it's a lot better than what it was, and we had record 60-foot numbers by lunchtime on the first day, and by the end of the weekend, man, it was ridiculous. Like we saw a 14060 from a GDR, and we saw a 14560 from a two-wheel drive, which is just ridiculous on asphalt. So.
Just on that, I will say Stuffy with his territory there, 945 in the
9-4.
territory, guys. Do people realise what we are talking about? 940s in the territory.
With no prep,
man.
So,
don't forget, an RS3 did a 9.6. So, still pretty good. But we saw record number of 8-second passes. We saw a new outright record for ET in mile an hour. We saw a new record for two-wheel drive outright, for V8. Four-cylinder two-wheel drive for Barra, for VL, for six-cylinder two-wheel drive for a Supra. Like pretty much, I think everything bar a four-cylinder all-wheel drive record got broken.
There you go.
Andrew, we are now dubbing you the king of no prep in Australia.
Real no prep, yeah.
the real no prep.
Just based on the amount of events you do and the amount of events that will be coming up, we'll talk about that shortly.
Now, just let's get back into runway thrash here. Obviously, June 2 had the record. What was the feeling like? Obviously, you didn't know where the Mansours were going to bring in their skyline and where that was going to sit. June 2 has obviously broken every world record for a GDR, but Cootamundra is something that levels the playing field for everyone. Tell
Definitely.
us about what the lead up was, Andrew, and what you felt was going to happen there between the two heavyweights.
Well, Jun 2 and King 32 were both talking about going, and we try to keep Runway Thrash a bit more relaxed. When those guys turn up, it gets pretty serious in terms of they're the headline act. So I think a lot of people were wondering whether they'd come. Obviously, there was a death in the Matooks group. Rest in peace to Sam for what happened there. Anthony and the boys went to Lebanon, so that's why they weren't there with King 32. And I think Rob kind of went, well, if King 32's not there, I won't go and I'll let everyone else have a shot at it. So I will admit I wasn't the only one surprised with what MSM did, and I think even those boys were a bit surprised. I mean, we knew they'd go quick, we knew they'd go a low 7, but to break the record and go into the 720s was just ridiculous. And then they backed it up, and they actually beat Juntu's mile an hour as well. So by 0.01 of a mile, which is ridiculous. Like, it's just that close. So the good thing is, though, the stage is set for next year. We're going to see King 32, Juntu, and MSM RH7 all go at it to try and on the new surface. And I think that's just, man, I reckon we only need to bring those 3 cars to GDR Challenge next year. It's going to be out of control. So, like, I think that will be a ridiculous showdown. So you guys can have the dates first. How does that sound?
Well, give us
next
the
year.
dates. Give us the dates, mate.
All right, so next year's GDR Challenge and Drag Battle is going to be the 3rd and 4th of April. Ultimate Streetcar will be held on Thursday the 2nd as well. So Drag Battle, GDR Challenge, 3rd and 4th of April. That's obviously an application event. Only the best of the best get to go to that one. And we cap it at 50 cars so that we can concentrate on filming those cars properly. Because at the end of the day, it actually is a film shoot, not an event. So that's obviously we need to make sure we film them properly to get the right coverage and make them superstars, because that's what it's all about.
Just on that point, Andrew, so you've been given obviously insight into the council's requirements when it comes to allowing someone to utilise the runway.
That's right.
Based on that, obviously, you have the insurances. You've been doing this since 2004, you said, or 2009?
2009 at Cootamundra, yeah.
So you've done quite a few of these events. So you're very close with the council.
Yeah.
How is the council and the local community adapting to you doing more and more events? Are they going to allow you to do more events? And is there anything planned for, obviously, the radials? I mean, we spoke briefly that you had something special you wanted to announce to everyone watching. Guys, like and share. So far, we've had over 860 people join us. We've got the action live here. Thank you to Willowbank Raceway, Speedy Divs, Australian Muscle Car Sales and Archies. But Motive DVD on here, Andrew Hawkins. You told us there's something special for the radial guys. Let us know what that is.
Yeah, so obviously with the proposal to the council to get the resurface at the start line, part of my commitment to Cootamundra was I would hold more events. So I committed to a minimum of 3 events and potentially as many as 5, depending on how they go. So next year in April 3rd and 4th, we've got Drag Battle and GDR Challenge. That's the invitational event. We will have Runway Thrash again in September, September 11th and 12th. And the new one for next year is we're going to be doing a Chrome Bumper Muscle Car event at Cootamundra as well. So we've had a lot of requests for it, and it needs to be done. So, but what we're going to do for this one is we're going to have a Pro Street and a True Street group. So all the big radial tired monsters that want to come, they can race in Pro Street, and then everyone else with street cars, genuine street cars, can race in True Street. So that's going to be in September next year. That's going to be on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of May. So Runway Thrash September, GDR Challenge in April, and then our Muscle Car Challenge is what it's called, 21st, 22nd, 23rd of May. So there's a Facebook page that I just made live right now during the show. So we just made a Facebook page live during the show. So if people want to jump on that, it's just that easy. Muscle Car Challenge. And yeah, we've been talking with a lot of the big hitters that love coming to the runway. So we've got some pretty cool stuff lined up for that event. Like I said, a Pro Street and a True Street category. You know, it's going to be naturally aspirated and forced induction. It's meant to be fun, but I know some of the serious guys want to take it pretty serious. So we want to make this as close as what you possibly can to street outlaws in the US by racing on an asphalt surface, and you know that's legit street. You know what I mean? That's yeah, it's going to be good.
True, no prep.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, national, 100%. So that event will be open to all muscle cars, basically that either have a steel bumper from factory, or we're going to let Australian and American built cars that came with a V8 in their model lineup up until 1994. So VLs can go, VNs can go. We'll even see VL turbos there, so we'll get some hectic dose from the Melbourne boys, which will be pretty good.
Is that 400 metres? 400 metres?
Mate, honestly, with the cars that come to my events, 400 metres is as far as we can go, because if you go any further than 400 metres, mate, there's not enough room to stop if you've got a fast car. So 400 metres is where it's at. So quarter mile is where it's at for that.
Now, Andrew, we've got to move with the times, and if we're at Kenda here at the moment, there's in excess of $35,000 in prize money. Is there any prize money for the radial races? Because it's not cheap to buy these tyres, mate.
Of course, mate. What we're going to do is we're going to scale the prize money based on how many entrants there is. So the more entrants, the more prize money. We're looking as a minimum $5,000 prize pool as a minimum, which will be spread out between which will $5,000, mate. So yep. And the more entries we get over what I call the minimum cut, the more I'll put into that prize pool. We could end up with 10, 15 grand worth of prize money, depending on the entries. So,
there you go,
yeah, prize money's where it's at, mate. It's got to happen. And as per usual, our film crew, Jet Multimedia, will be covering the event. We'll have a movie night for it if people want that. And it'll all be on a new YouTube channel I'm starting, which is going to probably launch very soon. It's simply going to be a muscle car version of Motive. I'm at a lot of events like Summer Nats, MotorX and stuff like that. We've had a lot of requests from people saying you should do more muscle car stuff. So I'm going to start a muscle car YouTube channel, boys. You've heard it first. You're the first people to hear that. So,
ladies and gentlemen, as we put in our preview posts, we're going to collaborate with Motive DVD. They're one of the largest social media followings for the car scene in Australia, I believe, is Motive DVD. He's been doing it since 2009, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be supporting everything that Andrew does. He actually does.
Thanks, boys.
DVDs for Jambo. He does the DVDs for
Power Cruise, Summer Nats, MotorX, all sorts, mate. So,
mate, you're a machine, and Andrew, it's an absolute honour that we can collaborate together. So that's you've got GDR Challenge, you've got Runway Thrash in September, you've got this new muscle car thing that you've announced in May, and there's prize money up for grabs for all this event here in the muscle car thing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I get called a GTR fanboy and say I'm biased, which is true, but you know what, man, I just like making sure everyone can have fun and have a cool event. And if we get to film it and make people famous and showcase the Australian car scene globally, that's why I bring 1320 video over for our drag battle and GDR challenge. It's why I've helped have Hoonigan and stuff here. So, like, who knows? I might even bring 1320 over for this muscle car challenge instead of drag battle.
There you go, mate. That'll be epic.
How does that sound as a promise? If the event gets enough entries, I'll bring 1320 for that instead. What do you reckon, boys?
That's pretty crazy. Now, Andrew,
How's that for an announcement?
You may be part of history again, ladies and gentlemen. While we were interviewing Andrew, Matthew Grabiza, who may be the first to run 200 mile an hour, ladies and gentlemen, like and share immediately, please. Matthew Grabiza.
Whoa.
He has gone 199 mile an hour. They've been chasing this for a while now.
Here we go. This car here, Andrew, one of the fastest radial cars in the world. Was purchased by Matthew, brought over here. Josh Ledford was helping them out a bit. It's got it's a Proline engine, twin turbo. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share, please, immediately. We've got Grabiza on the start line. He's about to bring it into the beams, Victor. They're just making sure he's in the groove.
He's coming in now, guys. We could see a history pass here. We have seen a history pass already. Sorry to catch up here. 394 has been done. It has been run. Mr. Wagstaff set the record.
Motive DVD joining us live.
Unbelievable. Bring it in the beams, bitch. Here we go. It's on the tip. This is it. He's out of there. He's out of there. He's gone. Putting the power. What's going to be? What are the boards line up? 402,
198.5, ladies and gentlemen. He's knocking on the door. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen.
Running 4.0 is like when I ran my first 10.0. Geez, it's frustrating.
Ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable.
So, what else do you need to know? You guys have got like all my big announcements for that no one else has heard yet. That's
right,
new.
So just recapping. Let's recap. What date was that muscle car challenge? What date was that?
21st, 22nd, 23rd of May next year. Yep, so there's already a Facebook page for it, so just jump on, click like, and just wait for the updates. We'll probably have all the rules and regulations done within the next week or so, I'd say. But yeah.
And when can people enter? What sort of time frame?
Well, if people start begging me, I'll open up entries next week if they really want to. I was planning on probably opening entries next month, just obviously, so 6 months out, I'll open them next month. What I'm going to do, anyone that's on here watching will do a early special edition entry price.
There you go. How cool's that?
$299 for the first month. How about that, boys? You like that?
Oh, how cheap is that?
Oh man,
so $299 for the first month, minimum $5,000 of prize money, and will increase as it goes. And I'm going to try and make sure and see if I can get 1320 or Hoonigan there for the event as well. How does that sound?
Guys, you heard it here first. Muscle Car Challenge, 21st, 23rd May.
We've got to make the first one epic, right?
Absolutely.
First one's got to be awesome. There's no point mucking around. I'm not going to half-ass it, am I? I'm going to make sure the first one, it just creates history, mate.
Sorry, Andrew. Early bird special, $299 for the first month. So
yep.
Goes in. Get in early to avoid disappointment. It probably will be capped. These guys will fill. How many cars can we take there, Andrew? Can we take 100?
Oh, look, I usually cap it at 110 because I know that everyone can still get heaps of runs with that many cars there. Look, if we were at 110 and a couple of big hitters at the last minute come in, I could probably let a couple more, but essentially it'll be 110, yeah.
There you go. I've got Bill Vick saying, I'm in with the Capri. I'm in. Guys are coming on, guys. Pay attention there. Native DVD. Get on the website. Stay tuned for the next week for the updates. Get in your early bird specials. It's going to be awesome.
3 events next year minimum. And I might even add a Christmas thrash at the end of the year if we've got too much demand. So
there you go, mate. There you go. 4 or 5 events coming up. Let's get it.
I'm in shock, Victor.
Radial's
we've got world records. We've got
Radial's everywhere.
And you guys will be there, right? That's the big news. If you guys are there, that's it. I don't need anything else. If you guys are at all of them, I won't even bother bringing no one else. But you know what? First one, like I said, I'll get some special guests in there and we'll make it epic, mate. I want to make sure the entire world gets to see Muscle Car Challenge in the same way that the entire world gets to see GDR Challenge and Drag Battle. So I want to do for the muscle car scene what I've done for the GDR and import scene. So
Andrew,
share the love, mate.
You don't get enough recognition for what you do for the sport in this country.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you on behalf of the 424 people joining us live. Andrew, we thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for your commitment to the sport. The time away from your family to go to these events and film them, so everyone can keep watching them on the DVDs. But again, once again, to the record breakers, once again, congratulations to all the competitors that happened at Runway Thrash. Tuners Edge Coburg, naming rights sponsors, and I'm sure there were plenty of other sponsors there as well. Andrew Hawkins, if you can send us those dates, we're going to post them up after the event, after the episode, and that way we can make sure people start entering.
I just had another idea, by the way. I don't know where I got this one from. So on top of 1320 or Hoonigan, on top of prize money, on top of early bird, how about I'll try and see if I can get special permission at Muscle Car Challenge to do a 20-car buy-in Street Outlaws with a torch at night.
Yes, there you have it.
I don't know how I'm going to get approval for that, but I'm going to try it. I'll try.
They call me Big Chief, yeah? So, well, we got to I need Nathan Ferrugian's got to give me his Camaro, because I'm ready. Yeah. Thank you. Here we go, bro.
Have we got any other random questions or what? What other stupid questions we got? Someone said pour him a scotch. No worries. It's Johnny Walker Gold, in case you're wondering. Except can't do any cheap versions. What's some movie night? Yeah, we can do one for my one. What's it going about? Movie nights? I don't know. Something. What other weird questions there?
What's going on there?
Bill's in with the Capri. In the Capri. In. Someone else is in. Someone else is. All right. I think we're going to sell out. We're going to sell out, aren't we?
That's massive. Andrew Hawkins, thank you so much, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'd like to have
Thanks,
you
guys.
On the next episode as well, just to keep the action going.
Yep, no problem.
Where can people see Motive DVD stuff?
So our YouTube channel is our main part, which is just youtube.com/motivevideo. If they want to take a look at our Facebook stuff, Motive DVD, because Facebook won't let us change the name yet for some reason. And if you want to check out the Muscle Car Challenge, I literally sent the Facebook page Muscle Car Challenge live while I was on the show with you guys. So if everyone could head there, that'd be great, because that's where you'll get all the updates. And I'll do everything I can to make that the best radial, no prep, muscle car, drag, whatever type of event you like. I'm going to try and make it the best one you've ever seen. So,
Chris Nichols, yes, we can hear you, mate. Sorry.
I thought I talked a lot. There's Chris Diggles is here. I better bail out.
He's saying you're a champion, and he'll be coming on next as well. So it's absolutely unbelievable here at the moment.
Sweet.
Andrew Hawkins, thank you so much for your time, mate. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Motive DVD.
Thanks, boys.
Get on their Facebook, get on their YouTube. Subscribe. There's new events. He's basically going to be the mayor of Cootamundra coming up soon. He's going to be Andrew Hawkins. He's the king of no prep in Australia. We've dubbed him that, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Hawkins.
No worries, boys. Peace out. Thank you. See you, boys.
Wow. Victor, I just mentioned 820 something people viewed it sometime, and we had over 400 consistently. Guys, thank you very much for joining. We're coming live out of the corporate box. Willowbank Raceway, Kenda Series, the final showdown. This is the Super Bowl of Radial Racing. We are racing 660, ladies and gentlemen. We are Thursday testing, Friday testing, Saturday racing, records have already dropped. Man, Wade Wagstaff for the 10th time, 394. Ladies and gentlemen, 394. Are you listening to me? 394, Wade Wagstaff has dropped the bomb, man. Unbelievable, Sammy. What do you think of that?
This is crazy. I'm shaking.
Well,
but we would be remiss. We need to get Diggles on right now.
Chris Diggles, get on, buddy. We need a quick chat. Splash jacket.
Who's next? Who's next in the lanes? Tell me who's next.
I can't see anyone there coming up. Michael Arnold in his bad 235 utes coming up. Can I say something? I haven't eaten anything. Jim Speedy, Marco from Austria, Ilya Perkins. If you guys are down there, move away and use your legs, mate. God gave you legs. Come to the top of the tower. I am going to pass out if I do not eat something very soon. Sam, and I'm eating your ear off right now, brother.
You're right. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be remiss not to bring on Chris Diggles here, the voice of Australian drag racing at the moment. He makes me feel comfortable at any event that I'm at, because I know that we've got the voice on the microphone.
Chris Diggles there, mate. We have a bit of a chinwag there, a bit of a laugh with him. There's a character, but he will be coming up.
It's like Lisa Brink.
Yeah, he's the man with the golden voice.
So Chris Diggles is the Australian version.
Yeah, if you don't know Lisa Brink, man, get on him, mate. Look him up, man. Have a look. See who he is.
So Chris, you just need to be on your mobile phone, mate, and
we've just got word. Jim Laronis, it's coming soon. The ribs are coming. The land backs are coming. Woo! How about that for you, mate? Archie, you're not here tonight. You're here in spirit, but the boys are cooking the lamb ribs, man.
We will be remiss. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Australian Muscle Car
I feel
Sales.
better.
If you haven't heard...
This fucking man's up with much on a beg. Absolutely
Hold on. We just want to say congratulations to Chris from Australian Muscle Car Sales, who just gave birth to his baby boy this evening.
Congratulations, Chris and Madeline, man. God bless,
Congratulations. Thank you for all your support.
Another Radial Riot.
I want to thank Jim Grillis from Speedy Diffs, who is supporting in excess of 20 different cars here this weekend with their different rear end requirements. He's also going to be cooking us up. All right, here we go. The voice of Australian drag racing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get him
Without
on.
further ado, Mr. Chris Diggles, mate.
Where is he?
Oh, man, come on. We can't get
Come
him
on,
on up
Diggs.
like this. Chris Diggles, man.
Chris, you request to come on, mate. We'll bring you on because it's not letting me bring you on yet, mate. Just request us. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share. Yeah, iPad's fine. You just request to come on the same way. Ladies and gentlemen, we had 835 people join us when that record pass happened.
Unbelievable, man.
Let's like and share. Keep it going.
Like and share. No burgers, Vic. You would be very upset. No, not at all, mate. We've got lamb ribs and we've got lamb backstraps. So, anyone hasn't tasted anything, I'm sure these guys will be handing them out to the starters and everybody down there, all the Willowbank.
Diggles, just do a request, mate, to come on, and we'll bring you on, mate. Ladies and gents, I've got to get my voice back. It's unbelievable.
I don't know what to say.
It's just craziness.
I don't know what to say, man. I'm just that hucked up and pumped up, mate.
Now we got Eddie Tassoni, I think. Eddie Tassoni? No, he's moved on. Okay, this is Six Calazacus's Quick Bits Supra.
Big block V8 turbo.
Short burnout. I don't know if he needs to repeat that burnout. We're just waiting for Chris Diggles.
Yeah, one earlier there. Looks like it was banging and hitting down the track there.
Chris, you may need to do the update on the iPad.
Control going on.
Or go on your phone, Chris, if you can, brother. Here we go. He's bringing it back into the water box, Victor. He's inside of the speed flow lane.
Yeah, Sticks is getting back in there. Get those radials.
Now, while we're waiting for Chris Diggles, ladies and gentlemen, we were speaking to RCE this evening, Craig from RCE.
Yes, everyone know Craig.
He's saying he's got one pair of 315 radials left, couple of 275s, no 235s. So you need radials, you better get there 8 to 5 tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. RCE, Craig.
Queensland's #1 performance parts store, superstore actually, RCE, and they are the distributors of Aeroflow parts there. So RCE there.
If you've just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute cracker show. Over 800 people joined us. We're just waiting on Chris Diggles. Here we go. We're going to bring him on.
Mate, you're on, mate.
History has been made. We can't have an episode without Chris Diggles when history has been made.
The voice.
Chris, make sure you've got your headphones.
Hey!
Hey, Chris.
Radio Riot, can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir. Coming loud and clear.
Yeah, just out of all honesty, I've been on for about 15 minutes. I've got a funny iPad set up that stopped me getting on immediately when you guys were yelling out at me. But I was just chilling back, mate. You cannot bottle the passion you've got in that corporate box tonight.
Mate, we have to thank Willowbank Raceway and David Hunter, but Chris, we really wish you were here right now, mate, because when we saw history being made, Chris, I know that you're a big fan of history, and mate, Wade Wagstaff 394 this evening. Everyone saw it live on the episode, Chris. It's I'm still shaking from it, mate. Tell us your reaction when you heard what had happened.
Well, out of all honesty, mate, some of us can't knock off a couple of days before the weekend because I just came back from 2 weeks in the Outback when I did Red Sentinats out there. So I've sort of had to make up a bit with the boss. But tomorrow afternoon, boys, I'll be up there, early knock off, and I ain't leaving until Sunday morning.
That's how we do it.
Diggles, Radial Riot, speaking to Scott Harker and Justin Simpson, they've confirmed to us that there will be at least 165 radial cars on the property. There is over 63 cars testing tomorrow. Chris, everything we've been saying about the sport, everything Vic and I have been doing, everything Kenda's been doing, Dave Reed with On Point Media, everything you've been doing, Chris. There's 165 bloody radial cars.
What an amazing lineup there.
It's just amazing.
I made this prediction, and I told you boys the last time I was on about this. Did we not say we were going to see a dozen 4.0 cars in 12 months? It's been 6 months.
Absolutely, mate. And to see Wade Wagstaff and have 840 people join us, mate. The passion involved in this sport. Scott Harker, Justin Simpson, congratulations to you, to your teams, Willowbank Raceway, Chris Diggles, everything that you do. It's unbelievable. We've got 165 cars ready to rumble, mate. It's unbelievable.
We've got Mr. Johnson here, man.
Hold on, we got McCarthy in the Bluebird.
Come on, Bluebird. Come on, Bluebird.
What's he got? 456, 166.
That's his best, I think.
I think he'll be happy with that. He's
Hey,
already got a
boys.
good pass.
Hey, boys.
Wow. Yeah, buddy.
You know we're going to have to split every single category down the middle. We got that many cars, 165, 4 or 5 basic classes, Renegade, Rumble.
Give me a minute. Breaking news. Sorry.
No, hold on. He's gone to get food. He's a hungry bastard.
That's breaking news. Well, about my breaking news, Victor Baralos eats finally.
Ladies and gentlemen, come around the back. Come around the back.
You know this man. He's going to be feeding you all weekend, Chris. You know him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Jetflow Plumbing.
Jetflow Plumbing, Mr. Speedy, the grill man, the best.
Hello, Marco. Hello. Hello, plumber. Hello, plumber. Diggles.
How are you, bud?
How are you, Marco?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Oh, mate, plumbing, mate. What are you doing?
Yeah, just ribbon.
Oh, look at that, mate. I want. Can I have some of that tomorrow?
If you're nice,
Oh, well, I'll try to be.
we'll do something for you. All good.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I've got to go, man.
Marco's got to
All right, Marco. Hey, we'll catch up in the trailer again, mate.
Yeah. We'll do.
His Coronas. It'll be
Speedy dips. Thank you.
mate. Jimmy and Marco are dead set Aussie legends. I've been spinning a little bit the last 12 months of what I've seen on drag strips across the country. You know, Drag Challenge, Kenda, Jamboree. I do a variety of different events, and I see a lot of cars go down different racetracks across this country. And you know what? We have a new era of modern day drag racing heroes in our midst. And they're different from the traditional, well, he's a pro stock racer, so you must idolise him. You're a top alcohol guy, we must idolise you. You've won a Door Slammer championship, we must idolise you, and we do, Paul Mahayat, by the way. But Frank Marchese, Joe Gauchi, you name 100 legends that you've got utmost respect for. They're our new heroes, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
They're right off the shoulders of us. They're real heroes, and they're doing real things with real cars on real small tyres, boys.
Chris, it's just we're emotional tonight, Chris. Not only for the support from everyone, but the support that the racing community has provided to Scott and Justin and the Kenda series, and everyone that's transforming the way that we're seeing racing. The youth are back on board, mate. We've got people that are building radial cars every single day. There's a new car coming. You saw yesterday, George Jajeski, mate, he had a VL combo one day. And now he's just got one of the fastest drag radial cars in the world coming. It's unbelievable. Chris, we don't know how to bottle the atmosphere that's going on around this Radial Riot. But
you're doing just fine, boys.
If you've never come to this
Thank you for
event,
your support, mate.
absolutely. Chris Nichols has always supported us from day one. But if you've never come to this event, ladies and gentlemen, get in your car, get to Willowbank Raceway. It's only $25 for spectators. If you want, there's a 2-day special, $40. Kids under a certain age are for free. Mate, come on down. You've got to watch this. It's unbelievable.
It absolutely is, gentlemen. As you get yourself some ribs in there, and I'll do the talking for a bit.
Yeah,
I was watching you guys there in the box with that in the background, and I thought, first of all, the first thing that struck me was those lucky bastards. Look at that for a view. I've got to do a big shout out to Shagger, because Shagger, mate, if you want to talk about someone keen, you'd have a look around that corner now, down in that corner, and you'll see the red hat and the big beard and the big bloke. And he lives and breathes it. So he whacks it on Facebook when it happens anyway. So I know we can't stream every day of our lives with this great program, but, you know, it's guys like Shagger that'll turn up every time and build out the numbers that we want to know if we can't be there.
On that point, we've had Shagger on the show numerous times. We're also supporting his new program because Shagger lives.
What's that? What was that called again? What was that called? His show he's doing?
It's called the Shagger Show. Tuesdays at 7:30.
I know. He's already got stubby coolers and all sorts of stuff, mate. Like he's trademarked the striped shirt too, which is a great idea. I love it.
I just want everyone to be clear that Vic and I will support everyone that tries to grow the sport. It's not about who's got what, who's doing what. Look, Chris, we had 840 people on this evening. It's not about that, mate. It's about if Shagger's doing a show to grow racing, we're going to support it. If someone else is doing a show, we're going to support it. Just because we're doing a show, Chris, doesn't mean we're not going to support. So everyone, support everyone's shows, please, because that's what helps grow the sport. And I just wanted to make that point very clear.
And until it's better than Netflix, you should be watching every one of these. One of these shows, you know what I mean? We used to do a little show. I don't know whether you used to. I used to do it for a company. We used to do something called the Grunt Files. You ever hear of the Grunt Files in the early days?
I've got all the DVDs, mate.
Yeah, well, mate. I mean, back when you could sell a DVD, like you could sell a production. And look, you just had Hawko on. Hawko is one of our leading producers in this country, self-made producer. He's networked well with the best media of their kind in the world. And why wouldn't you be proud of what we've got in this country? And Hawko knows it, mate. We're thick in real life cred across the board. You name a chassis type, you name an engine type, worldwide, we are on it with everyone else. Who you got in the background, boys? Who's in the background?
I need you to commentate this one, Chris. We've
Righto.
Got the 6 Boost Camaro, just finished its burn. He's backing up.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those people that are here at the test night, all 6 of you, and the millions of other people watching online through the Vic, the Jet 275 and Victor, you're running tomorrow too? Are you racing tomorrow?
Yes,
yes. 235 tomorrow.
235 to the front.
So back to the front. I call this car Kryptonite only because of its superhuman. If anything, it's a double cataclysm, isn't it? It's a superhero, but yet it is also an enemy of itself. One of the most sophisticated Australian-built radial cars we have. Billet, Noon and Hemi. Big turbochargers. Amazing. Terry Seng driving it. This thing is on its game. In the torque converter and the suspension, this car is on point. The horsepower, it's just going to come when you want to let it eat. Now's the time to let it eat, ladies and gentlemen. I wish we had some sort of medals here in the town.
It's bringing it in the beach, Chris.
Bump City! Zing, zing, zing.
Zing.
Well, you know what? This is the one thing I was thinking about this afternoon. I was actually watching in peak hour traffic, just Dave Reed's filming from last Kenda's test day. So because we couldn't go live yet because we weren't testing today, I actually watched the last session the day before the last event and saw all these amazing cars. I just got goosebumps, even watching them again from February and those earlier events, because you know that the reality is all those cars you're seeing on that video are there in those pits tonight. This is the fairest representation of the Australian radial world in those pits. We've got, what, 20 plus out, nearly 20, 16 outlaw radial, 275 in the beams for 20 plus. 235s, Vic and the gang on the small tyres. And remember, we've got Lorenzo on 235s tomorrow night and then bloody 275s on Saturday. Superhuman effort from them to run 2 different tyres in 2 different shootouts. Don't forget, battle for the belt tomorrow on Saturday. Qualifying is a battle for the belt. It's not like just qualifying for our top 8 in the belt. So that's going to be amazing. 235's an amazing class. Now get this, Rumble and Renegade, the 550 index. You go and have a look what's in there. 35, 40 cars.
Crazy,
Rumble,
mate,
Rumble, 40 as well. We got 3 from WA, 14 from Victoria, 14 from New South Wales, and the rest in the radial state, Queenslanders.
Amazing.
What's Sue saying in the background? She laying the law down here. She'll be up in the control tower. That's Sue Ceramus, right? So she'll be going
on the other side.
Yeah, that'll be.
She's just saying what time they're closing. Yeah. So
well, I think the lanes would probably be 9:30 or whatever. What time is it now?
Correct. It's 5 to 9.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, I reckon she'll be giving everyone notice. So you know what? The next hour, boys. I mean, if you want to talk for the next 3, we'll do it. But for the next hour, as we fill in time, which is what I formed that as a craft, as a commentator. That even though we've got nothing on the track, we've got stuff to talk about, boys. And I mean, mate, 43,000 in prize money, 15 going off tomorrow night. Where do you get that? Where else do you get that?
Look, for radial racing in Australia, we've said it a million times, Chris. It will forever be the premium radial event in the country.
Hands down.
We will always support what Justin and Scott have done here, mate. They've blood, sweat and tears.
They always have.
165 entrants. Chris, you were saying earlier, we're going to have to split the categories because there's that many bloody entrants, mate. There's nowhere in Australia where you will get that in a radial event. Chris, I'm just amazed with the response of the racers, the sponsors, the amazing spectators that are going to be coming out on Saturday to see the best cars in Australia. Chris, it's unbelievable what's going on here, mate. History,
Do you know
mate.
what do you know what the secret is? You know what the secret ingredient soup is? Nothing.
Passion.
Nothing. It's a very simple recipe. You can and you'll see the cars coming on Saturday in Rumble and Renegade. These people have found where they want to race. They've found their fellow man, their fellow woman, their fellow racer in a motorsport of their choice with the ultimate of freedom of expression to build what you want and bring it here and bump in against another 164 mofos
And
on
go
that
for it.
8th mile.
Yeah,
And who else? Who else makes their own spray rig, makes their own track rotator, gets American experts here, gets the world talking about Australian radial racing? Because we have found our people worldwide. And in this neck of the woods, we've always been very proud Aussies that we've always brought out so much great machinery and diverse machinery, like everything from 2Js, barras, rotors. We haven't even talked about V8s yet. Let's talk about Noonan billets. Let's talk about everything that we do here in Australia. Billet 2J, billet RB, like billet 13B. Australia, mate. We got that much aluminum. We just make so much good race stuff.
Chris, the engineering is good point you touched on. We just saw Joe Gauci ran a 4.0
Yes.
a little bit earlier, mate. Unbelievable. That car's going to, I believe it's going to run a 3 this weekend. They are just right on the cusp. Grabiza, again, a 4.0 at 198.5. The engineering involved, Con Michaelodakis behind the keyboards, Craig Burns from SCF, Simon Crichton, Sam Weston. You've got, mate, all of these Australian stalwarts who were involved in some of the more archaic forms of racing, mate, all involved in radials, and look at the results. It's unbelievable what's going on at the moment.
No, well, that's where the prize money comes from, boys. If you want to break down where the prize money comes from, have a look at the names of the sponsors. Have a look at the names on some of the cars of the races, and you'll realise that they're all racers, and they just want to give back. They want to give back to the people that they're in the pits with. And in the traditional form of the sport, you start as a sportsman racer, and almost immediately you feel like you're shunned from the top end of town because you need to be there because they're there. But this event, these events are just come, bring it. What do? Just turn up. We'll find a place for you. And so many people are continuing to find their place here. Mate, I'm building next year, if I get this national record on October 5th, I'm looking to...
You will.
Well, mate, here we are in the I've got the engine ready. I'm just changing the diff. I got the diff out. We're putting a lower diff gear in it and having another crack at it in a week and a half time. But mate, I'm frothing. That's an Aussie word, isn't it? Frothing. I'm frothing. I'm frothing for a Kenda car. I want a Rumble. I'm building a Rumble B car. You know what a Rumble B car is? It's like a 760, 780 car. You'll be in the top half of Rumble B. But you know the difference between Rumble and Outlaw Radial? Nothing, because you're still bumping in on a pro tree and there's a dude beside you and it's going to be a close race. So why wouldn't you want to race like that? And 3 rounds and then 3 rounds of Chicago Shootout. You're guaranteed 6 runs. You're not stuffed around. You're up in the lanes every hour and you have the best day at the end because we put it all on for you and we give away 43 grand. That's the secret, boys. Nothing.
Chris, mate, we couldn't have said it better. Because you know what? It doesn't matter if you don't have a $500,000 Pro Mod radial car. It doesn't matter if you don't have a twin turbo 275 car, mate. Run what you got. Come down. You're going to be welcome with open arms. There's 165 races entered for this amazing radial event. I can't believe it. Justin Simpson and Scott Harker are just over the moon. They can't believe it. Scott Harker's got his dad here, who's supporting him as well for the weekend, mate. Big shout out to him as well. But mate, this is unbelievable, Chris, and I can't wait to see you over the weekend and hear you commentate what history is going to be made here. It's just unbelievable.
Well, mate, I mean, I shouldn't say it's a shame. It's like only one big one a year, but I mean, every Kenda's as big as this one. Just that this happens to be the biggest one. You know, the formula, as I said, doesn't change no matter whether you come to round 1 or you come to the final one of the year. Kenda series is here to stay. And first of all, when a tyre company is so passionate about being involved in motorsport, you've got to support a company that's that passionate to go with what these guys are giving.
Absolutely.
Mate, I wish we could have the time to do a business study for Kenda as to, you know what, since introducing yourself to this form of drag racing in Australia, did you ever think that you would be branded like so early in this country by just supporting drag racing, and really not on a lot of money? Like, really seriously, it's not like Kenda tips in $1 million here. Kenda tips in, you know, a K here and a K there, but Scott and Justin use what Kenda gives them, and then they go out to the racer base and give that straight back. And then what happens? The racers then dip in 500 here and 500 there. How can I help? I mean, I've got to thank Suspension Dynamics, Russ. Of course, Russ and Macca down there at Capella Bar next to Horsepower Solutions. They're giving me 500 for an ouncer's choice. Thanks for that, mate. No pressure. Only 165 cars to choose from. You know, I don't want to look like I'm playing favourites either.
$5 to each one you want. Now, listen, Chris, just to move off topic a little bit, there's been a little bit of a shift. Both of the two major promoters in Australia, the first being Colin Wilshire in Jamboree, and secondly followed quickly by Justice Simpson, Scott Harker with Kenda, have adjusted the start line rules. Obviously, on our last episode, you saw there was a little bit of conjecture. Just wanted to touch base. Firstly, we did not mention anyone in particular. I will not do that because there were multiple parties involved with some of the bad behaviour. Secondly, I want everyone to be aware that is part of racing. But thirdly, just be part of an awareness that the promoters have now put in place rules and mechanisms to stop any behaviour that is unsportsmanlike. Chris, your initial thoughts on having Colin Jamboree and Scott and Justin from Kenda react so quickly after the issues that occurred at Jambo?
Look, I'll give it to you absolutely bloody straight. Remember, back to what I said before, I got the front row seat when all this happens, right? I've got the best seat in the house. I see it happen. It's a pro tree. Any pro tree is going to give these guys this unbelievable pressure to get your shit together in 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Oh, who's that? Is that O'Candles? Who's that?
It's either Candles or it's Kryger.
It's O'Candles.
I can't see it.
It's O'Candles.
He had a shakedown pass, Dick, so you can commentate this one as well if you want, mate.
Is it Craigs or is it Simon? I mean, well, hang on. They're both the same person. No. Simon Kryger, Simon O'Carroll, Simon and Simon.
O'Carroll. It's the bull man.
Mate, you know what? What's this for a story? How is this for a story, ladies and gentlemen, that this guy binned this car at the last Kenda round? And look, to be honest, that was a very fast ramp of nitrous. I mean, 622 cubes. That kit came on. The 275s weren't ready for it. And look, he did a similar thing the night before when he tested it. He nearly got away in him the night before.
Yeah.
And then it got away with him big time. He bent that thing. I mean, it had already been bent from the wheel stands. Mate, like the story of getting another shell for this thing between then and now, and there it is on the track, mate. Does that give you goosebumps or what? Is this guy passionate about running here or not?
Mate,
There's the cat.
I don't know. I think that's
Hey, I bet you. Oh,
it's Candles.
is it?
It's
They're
Candles,
almost
mate.
twins.
I can't see Kryger anywhere, that's why.
It's Candles, mate.
Kryger could be just at the back or something. There he goes. There he goes.
Nice.
464, 156. Nice pass.
Now,
Yeah, look.
sorry, back to the rule change. Sorry, mate.
No, sorry, mate. Trent Harrison reckons I've got to stop talking, he reckons. That's what Trent Harrison just said.
No,
He
not
said
a
more-
problem, mate.
More racing, less diggles. That's what Trent, not that I should name any names, but Trent Harrison, mate, back the fuck off, mate, all right?
What's wrong with Trent?
It's all good.
What's wrong with Trent?
Let him have some ribs. I've left him.
Well, maybe Trent's got a picture of an R32 in his picture. Maybe he was just loving Hawko and hates diggles. Look, I can deal with that. That's no worries.
Oh, no.
All right.
Okay, so okay, boys. Okay, now where were we? Hang on, who's in the water now? Who's that?
Not sure, bro. Not sure. All right, go. Where were we with the rules?
Mate, I've had a front row seat for what I've seen. That heads-up pro tree gives you 4 seconds to get your shit together. Guys have got massive turbochargers. Some of them don't have the ultimate bump-in pro tree thing. Some guys get the jitters because they know that they're going to do damage if they're held there too long. So guys are second-guessing their own selves. And if you want to just bring up the one subject that happened at Jamboree, no matter whether you hear any stories or not, the in-car that was put up later, that was in Jay's car, Jay didn't do anything wrong. Tom freaked out and left early in the Gemini, but that happened about 10 times at the Jamboree. That was just one where that's got the highest publicity. The reality is, unless you practice staging your car on kill, if you want to bring 2,000 horsepower to the start line with an auto, and then have to race someone beside you, you better make sure you talk to that person in the lanes. And if anything, keep talking to your opponents every round to say, look, I'm very serious about start line etiquette, and I'm telling you, I'm not here to stuff you around. That incident was in qualifying, even, for heaven's sake. You know what I mean? Just because he didn't get a time slip, you know what I mean? When someone leaves before the tree's thrown, when they're both just gone in, the other guy doesn't get his time slip. And you know what? That's sacrilege, because that guy was killing for a time slip. So it's more about they get pissed off that they don't get the time. And yes, everyone's scared about burning their own shit up. But at the end of the day, if you talk to your opponents every round and just say, look, every time I go to the line, I stage last, or I stage first, or let's toss a coin, or do whatever. That would cut down the amount of aggro that's out there. We're only out there to protect our own combos, you know,
our own investments. So, Chris, the rule changes, both Jamboree, Colin Wilshire immediately made an adjustment. Kenda immediately followed as well. So the rules are this, from what I understand, with Willow Bank Raceway. So correct me if I'm wrong. There is each competitor will bring on the first bulb. When a competitor brings on their second bulb, meaning there are 3 bulbs now lit on the Christmas tree,
The time starts.
there will be a 10-second timer at that point. Is that correct?
It should be like AFL. It should be like basketball. It should be a shot clock, and put it above the bulbs. Put it above the bulbs. Like, so there's bulb 1, bulb 2, bulb 1, bulb 2, stage, pre-stage. There's your shot clock on top. It takes all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah. And
no excuses.
And so, look, I think that's a great change. Chris, you always see this stuff, mate. I've got DVDs from you 6 years ago talking about this shit. So, at the end of the day, Chris, I think it's been a great move from the commentators. We'll move on to the next topic, which is Dig's picks. Dig's picks for the weekend. Who are you picking?
Hit me, mate. Hit me. You say something, I'll say it back real quick.
First 200 mile an hour.
Grubby.
Fastest CT in Outlaw Radial.
Wagstaff.
Winner and record setter in 275.
Lorenzo Galato. Lorenzo.
Okay.
That is 235 car.
Lorenzo. No, so
Double.
you know what? Victor, I'd love to say you.
No. Hey, I've got a lot of work to do, man. These guys are running fast out here.
Okay, I'll predict Victor will go 489, right? I reckon. Victor, there you go. All right.
Who's been talking to you? No pressure on me now. Wow.
Well, I don't normally. No one talks to me. Okay, so 235. Look, honestly, I've so much loved Joey Bridge. I love.
Yeah, man.
It's a piece of jewellery. Go down and have a look at that 280 cube modular piece of jewellery. You have a look at the tiny turbos on it. Have a look at the tiny tyre on it. That thing's a 470 runner, and and that's 95 to 9800 RPM. Like, love that thing. It sings, mate. So my soft spots in 235 is Joey, right? That's my thing. The realities in that category, mate. Do you think? Okay, I'll fire it back to you. Do you think we'll have new benchmarks in at least 2 out of those 3 categories this weekend?
I think there'll be new benchmarks in all of them.
Absolutely.
Oh, all of them. Yep. Okay.
All categories.
Mate. Farouk.
Where's the fight?
Hold on, what the hell is this? Is that Ben Bray?
What's going on here?
That's Ben Bray on radio, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you want a scoop? Do you want a scoop? Do you want a scoop?
What's the scoop?
Ben Bray.
We called him out there, else he's done it.
He's here.
Hey, guess what?
Give that man a round of applause. He's come to the party, man.
Hey, boys.
Like and share, guys. Ben Bray's about to run a radio. Go on, Chris. Tell us.
At the Winter Nationals, Justin Simpson told me they would have the Solara at Riot on radials. And I talked to my good mate, Dean McLennan, the other day, who's actually Ben's brother-in-law, married to his sister. I went to school with Dean. I ordered my spark plugs, and he goes, Ben ordered radials for the Door Slammer and the Solara. So what's this, folks? Solara and the Corvette. Wouldn't that be unreal?
I can't believe my eyes, Victor. We told him it had to be done. He's clearing out the pipes. He's about to come into stage, Chris. This is unbelievable. This is a door slammer on radials. What the hell's going on? Like a chair.
What colour is that? Is that the black one or the blue one?
The blue one. The blue one. Century.
All right. Hold on to your hats, folks. Let's just sit and soak this up. Let's soak it up.
Here we go.
Ben Bray on radials. PlayStation's on. Double bulbs on. Oh, he's hit them. He's okay.
Welcome to radials, Benny.
Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Bray just went on radials.
Hey, boys, it's about bloody time he did it. And you know what? You got to hand it to Benny. Like, you know, Victor's always been a legend and he still is a legend to me. Like, the guy's got a heart bigger than Farlap. In fact, 100%. Farlap's heart's actually even bigger than Victor now. Like, Victor's the incredible shrinking man. But Ben, the chip off the old block, a very cagey racer, learnt from the best in the business and was allowed to have freedom of expression. He loved his Datsuns. Dad let him do it. He did it on his own time, and you could see the passion that Benny had for the oddball. And you know what? That's what's kept him relevant, and that's what's kept him cool. You name another door slammer racer out there now that can be this cool, and no one can be.
No, look,
except Paul Mahayat. If Paul just came for 1 year on a radial tour. Because he did say, and I wouldn't be surprised, and I'll call Paul Mahayat out now. Paul, I know Pro Slammer cost you an absolute mozza. How about you third your budget and be the best radial car in this country? Because guess what? Because guess what? That's now Perry Boulevard. That'd be Paul Mahayat, Perry Boulevard. Like, wait till Perry gets that serial killer thing here, and Ben Bray gets a taste for radials. The Black Belt Army against the Turbo V8 Brigade, against the Big Moss boys, mate. It's coming. Christmas is coming. Every single time you hear of a new car in a workshop getting done.
Christmas is already here. I just want to bring everyone's attention. This is Dave Reed from On Point Media. He's on the start line and he's watching the bloody live feed at the same time. Chris, he's watching the live feed and filming at the same time. It's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, look, Dave,
I can't believe it.
I gotta love Dave Reed. We've got a couple of things planned just before round one that you guys will bear privy to. We've actually invited a couple of special guests that I've arranged that are coming, and let me tell you, it's going to be more than a whole of your experience. Let me tell you.
Oh, mate, I already feel like I'm at the motherland. David Moyd, if you're watching, can you get your brother ready? Shagger, if you want to get on the start line soon, bro.
And we've got Mr. 235, Mr. Deludo, is it, from WA with that 275, 235.
Shagger, if you can get to the start line, that'll be great. We want you to give us a bit of a live feed as we go.
Let's see what they do in that VL. And we've also got Justin Wilkinson with George Vesky in the 235 VLE, just around the 500. Let's see what he's going to do.
Giggles, thank you so much for tonight, mate. Is there anything you wanted to say to the people watching, mate?
Well, there's not much other than to say, see you there tomorrow. And I'll probably go 36 hours. Just won't be able to sleep. I'll be up there sleeping in my car tomorrow night, but I don't think you'll be sleeping because you have so much adrenaline, mate. The adrenaline that you can tell just the way you guys are talking in the box there. I wish I was with you in person, but
we wish you were, mate, but tomorrow.
We will be there tomorrow, and we're going to be soaking it up, mate. Yeah, tomorrow night, 15K on the line. 235, 8-car invitation only. 275, $5,000, 8-car. And Outlaw Radial, $5,000 going in our Friday night combat the day before Kenda. Radial Riot. Put them in the beams. Bob City, baby.
Thank you, Chris Nichols, Operation Radial Freedom. You've been a big supporter. You always will be, and we'll support you, brother. Thank you so much.
I'll put me diff back in now, and see you tomorrow night. Love you.
See you tomorrow, bro. Love the glasses,
see ya.
bro.
Bye. Yeah. Tomorrow.
Right,
there you have it, Chris Nichols there.
Hold on, man.
Older voice, who we got coming on?
Someone tell Shaggo to get on, mate. Let's get him on the start line. Where is he?
I think that WA goes at Mr. Galludo. Can someone please correct me on his name pronunciation there?
That's the WA. Big shout out to all the racers from WA. Big shout out to everyone there. David Moyle, if you're on, mate, can we please get Paul ready? I think we've got Frank Tarabay who'll be coming on next.
Frank Tarabay coming on shortly. We've got George Aveski. Does everybody know George Aveski?
He just bought the one of the fastest radial cars in the world.
One of our guys in our crew there. Just getting that canoe car, Lexus, and getting it over here. Meanwhile, he's holding his VL on 235s. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rocket Lane, burnout procedure.
JW Automotive, George Aveski, BT1LW5 street car there. He's bolted on the 235s. He's tossed the 255s. Car had gone to 790 on 255s in full street trim. Now, admittedly, he did have a bullhorn. Guys were complaining, but that don't mean shit to me. So, anyway, only running.
While he's backing it up, guys, like and share. Big thank you to Willowbank Raceway, Dave Hunter, for giving us this Christmas present, bringing you testing in night number 1 of Radial Riot. This is unbelievable. Yep, we're going to bring on Frank Tarabay very shortly. We're just going to watch this run here in the Rocket Lane. Frank, yep, I'll bring you on. Just hang with us, mate. I'll bring you on, brother.
Here we go.
He's in the bottom, Fred.
He's bumped up. He's in. He's out of there. It's got some stop. Are we going to see a 4-second pass on 2, 3, 5? No! 145 miles an hour. George Trubisky drops the bomb. 490, man. Welcome to the fourth, brother. Second pass on 2, 3, 5. JW Automotive getting it done. Well done, boys.
Alrighty.
Well done.
Second club just happened.
495.
Craziness. Let's
I
bring
think
him
we'll
on.
get Mr. King 2J on without
King
further ado.
King
If
2J.
you don't know who King 2J is, where you've been, 6-second radial street car,
Now,
275,
like
Supra, to
and
the front.
share, like and share all over the world. Frank, are you happy, Frank?
Yeah, mate, all in, ready to go.
You're in a very noisy area, mate. Not sure where you are.
Let me go inside, 1 sec.
No problem, mate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like and share, we've got him. Mr.
Right from Singapore
Formula One.
Formula One.
So not only do we have Willowbank Live, this must be the first time, Formula One Live, Willowbank Live, Operation Radio Freedom, episode 22. You're joining us with Mr. Frank Tarabay. Now, Frank.
How are you, gents?
We're very good. How are you, mate?
Very well, very well.
How's Singapore? How's the lead up to the Formula One?
Beautiful, mate. It's packed here. All the roads are closed, so it's a bit of a headache getting in and out of the hotel, but the crowd's crazy. People from all around the world, so it's crazy.
Mate, Frank, it's been long overdue, absolutely long, and shout out to Rob Tarabay, who's currently in Lebanon at the moment, enjoying the ocean breeze, and I'm sure some family members over there as well. So shout out to Rob. But Frank, it's been long overdue, mate. You've kicked ass in that bloody Supra. Tell us how you're feeling at the moment. The King 2J title, literally, you are King of 2Js in Australia, mate.
Thanks, heaps. Yeah, to be honest, we come out 6 months ago, 7 months ago. It all started at Workshop Wars a year and a half ago, and I was speaking to Joe Signorelli from Gas Racing, and I said, Joe, sell me your car. And he said, what do you want one of them for? I said, let's build a street car that can kick ass. And he said, all right, leave it to me. And that's exactly what I did. I just said to Joe, do what you have to do, Joe. I want the best of the best. And I trust Joe with my life and Gas Racing. Great team to be a part of. Rob, my brother, has been racing for a long time. And I learned a lot of Rob. And he got the RX3 with the 2J.
Mm-hmm.
So Rob said, yeah, let's do it. So we built this Supra. Then we went on board with the fuel tech. You can't go wrong with a fuel tech. I know there's other teams that use other computers and that, but for me, fuel tech's second to none. It's just so advanced in everything it does. The precision, turbos, and with Joe, so you got fuel tech precision, and the way Joe builds his motors, you couldn't go anywhere else to build a 2J. That's the honest truth. So I went out there, and I was hoping to run a 780, 8 second. My brother Rob wanted to test the car before I drove it because it was my first time on a drag strip. So Rob went out, and first time off the trailer we ran a 750 or 740. So we were stoked with that. We didn't even think it'll do that.
You're all right, man. Keep going. All good.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, then I jumped in, and with the help of Joe and Rob, Tony Gregich, the Ghost, Paul Moyet, a few of the boys. I grew up with a lot of the boys, so they guided me. The main thing is when you're racing a 275 is when it comes out, you got to get off it. They're unforgiving, So slowly, and then my first run I ran a 740, and
We were there.
I asked Joe to turn it up, and if anyone knows Joe's very sensible. So just slowly we've creeped it in, and we ran a 694 at 210. It's in 6 months. 6 months, and it's still got power windows, power mirrors, full glass. It's honestly like, all right, I don't drive it on the street because of the methanol. I have driven it around Wetherill Park, and I got back to where I leave it, and I couldn't see in front of me a meter. My eyes were gone. But you could drive. I've driven it in the rain. It's not the smartest thing to do, but when you try to run those numbers, it's a street car. I'll take the chutes off. I can drive it, put it on the 85. I can drive it anywhere I want. But for safety reasons, I choose not to. I'd rather not pull my dick and say, I got a street car that runs sixes. Recently, two of my mates had a car accident. One passed away, Sam. God rest his soul, good friend of mine. And one of my best mates, Johnny Sharab. If anyone was at Jambo, at Willowbank, you see, I was staging Johnny. Johnny was staging me. So he's still in a coma, and he's getting better, but he does have serious damage. So as much as it's fun to say that, we've got street cars, I think we're starting to underestimate the power that our cars make on the street.
There needs to be that level of respect there.
Yeah, that's right. We have to respect it. 10 years ago, 300 horsepower, 400 horsepower was massive. Now we're pushing 2,000, 2,500 horsepower. It's just not. It's not worth it, guys. That's the honest truth. But then, being at the track as well, I like to take advice from a lot of the senior guys: Paul Moyer, Joe, Rob, Tony, Darren Mood. Darren Mood's been great. Craig Burns, Gina Boons, Bill. That's what I love about the sport. I've only been in the sport 6 months, and the best thing about the sport is when you ask someone something or you need advice, everyone's there to help. You know what I mean? Jason Samet from Rocket as well, man. He's fucking. I've asked Jason for so many things, man. Last minute, and the boys from Rocket are always good. Can you hear me?
Yeah. There might be lower cars, but just give us a sec. Yeah, so we'll just let us just interrupt, because that's a very important thing that you were saying there. In regards to, you're new to the sport, but you relied on those who had done it before you for their advice.
100%.
And to keep you safe, for you
100%.
to go back to your family. We covered off the very sad circumstances that occurred on our previous episode. I'm not sure if you saw that at all, Frank, but we are very sad about what happened to Sam. And we're praying for John, to be honest, to pull through.
Yeah.
But your advice, as someone new to the sport, is very important to all those watching. There's nearly 400 people watching us again, right? The advice is, you can call it a street car for shits and giggles, and I know it's a big bragging thing, but at the moment, mate, you guys are making in excess of 2,500 to 4,000 horsepower between you. and you can't drive that shit on the street, mate. You know what I mean?
You can't. You can't. Look, there's always that hype. King 32 and Jun, and I'm friends with Anthony, with Nato, with Rob Marjan and those boys. And to be honest, Rob's come up to me in the pits and said, "Look, Frank, you got to do this and do that." And same as Anthony. And on the track, yeah, everyone wants to win, everyone wants to race, and it's race day. That's fair enough. But then after that incident happened with John and Sam, I was at the hospital and everyone was there. Matooks were there. Everyone from every workshop was there. Pac was there. Peter Ahem was there. All the boys were there. That's all right. All the boys were there, and everyone was hugging and everyone supporting each other, and that's what I love about the sport. I've sat on the sideline with Gina, and Gina's giving me tips, and Bill's giving me tips. I've sat with Joe Signorelli and Paul. Paul, look, let me tell you something. Paul Moyer is for me, he's like a mentor sort of thing. He's a bit loose, to be honest. And every time I get in the car, he's like, if you don't fucking hold it flat, I'm gonna drive it. So that's just Paul, And my last run at one of the runs at Jambo, I was maybe just maybe 100 foot in, and in second gear, and the wheels come up. You just gotta respect the car, and I think the minute that you lose respect for the car and for your mentors, that's when shit happens. But we're surrounded by a real good team. I got a few boys that haven't raced, like Louis Saab, all the guys that work with me, Willie, Terry, my younger brother, one of my boys, Ollie, that works with me as a builder. They come out and we're all just learning off the older boys, from Zoran, from Joe, from Paul, how to do things, and the whole gas racing, Joe and Joe's wife Jackie. To be honest, it's actually a family for us. It's not. I understand it's a business, and it's business for Joe, but there's so many things that Joe goes out of his way and out of his time to help us with the car, late nights. Every time we go racing, Jackie makes us all our food, prepares all the pastas, all the food, all the sandwiches, and we don't ask for it, But then again, if we don't have no food and the boys in the next tent are cooking, like Paul Moy always puts on a crack of barbie for everyone. Everyone's invited, and that's what I love about the sport.
Very well said, Frank. You're getting a lot of comments, mate, saying you got your head screwed on well, and very inspiring and very good to hear. And again, a big shout out to Jason Zammit. I know Vic's very good friends with Jason, who works there at Rocket, and Jason's at an event. He's spewing. He's not here at the Radial Riot, to be honest, Frank. But he's got the altered fuel nitro event that's happening in Sydney Dragway together with Pro Extreme.
Look, man, I don't know if Jason's listening or not, but
he is, yeah.
Rocket has a lot of big names come through the shop, and I've known Jason for a while through Rob. Rob introduced me to the sport, but when you go into that shop and you speak to Jason, any of those boys, man, and the level of service they give you, it's just unbelievable. Like, I've asked Jason at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I said, man, I need tyres. Yeah, no worries, man, I'll sort it out for you. You know what? I got to say it to everyone out there. Or if you've seen if you've seen our jumpers and our shirts, the Tarabe Brothers Racing shirts and that, like Jason's wife Maria, I tasked Maria with the craziest thing, man. I asked her to make me my jumpers a week out from an event, and dead set, she worked day and night, mate. And she delivered them to me at 3 o'clock in the morning. So for all your uniforms and that, man, keep it in the industry.
What's her business? What's her business name?
Bello, something Bello. It's Maria Samet. So you go through Jason, and then he'll put you on. But
no, I saw you got some great T-shirts. It's got Rob's car and your car.
Yeah. Rob's car's coming out. Rob's car's coming out soon as well. Obviously, Rob's been real patient, and trying to take care of my car, and there's a lot of work involved in racing. Like everyone thinks you get to the track and bang, you start racing, but there's so much effort, so much time, so much, and the level of safety you have to do to run the car. Do you know what I mean? To make sure that it goes down every time and you come back around and you're safe. You need that whole crew. So Rob's put his on the sideline for me, and I appreciate that, you know. And look, I'm going to get killed for this, but fuck, I'll say it. Rob doesn't want to come back out because he's not going to be faster than me, you know.
Are you calling out on the show?
Oh, look.
Got to go to charity. Come on, man.
I'll call out anyone. I don't mind. I'll call out anyone, and you know what? Whether I win or lose, as long as the first time I ever come out, Anthony Matuk and myself, we had a grudge match at the end, and to be honest, I was shitting myself because Anthony's a fucking sick driver, and I knew he's a loose guy, and we both took off. I went towards the wall. I tried to stay on it, come off, and got to the end of the track, and we pulled in, and Anthony came up, gave me a hug, and from there I knew like everything before the start line it's all
Forgotten.
It's all forgotten, man. And at the end, like, and that's the best thing about it, you know.
Brother, you got to understand. Rob said, "That's it. I'm putting radials on. Game on." Okay. Well, listen. We need to put some money down, man. $500. Half goes to charity. It's not a lot.
I'm done. Whatever you want, man. I'll do 500s. I'll race 5 different people.
All right,
I'm happy to do that.
I'm not. Whoa, look, it's his first time on the show. We don't want to get him too excited, but Frank, that's why we love you, bro. Because you love the
Thanks,
sport.
bro.
You give back to the sport. You're supporting the people that are supporting you. Let's have a big shout out, Gas Racing. They're obviously a huge stockist and seller of
Gas,
fuel tech, which
100%.
Paul's been telling us about. And Frank Tarabay, mate, what is the next event for King 2J? You're in Singapore, mate. You should be at fucking Kenda, but I'm gonna forgive you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm spewing. I'm spewing, man. Even Darren Mood from Mood Motorsports, he was telling me make sure you go to Kenda because it is the place for radials. The next event, as soon as I get back, if anyone knows me, I mean, any event I'm at, I try to get to any event. But we're doing a few. We're doing a few different. We're doing a few.
Stuart Hendry 419, 176. Short Hale 406 with 196. Unbelievable. My God, 240.
So before Jambo, we went to a 3-speed with Al's race glides, and Al's another legend in the industry. Really knowledgeable. I always ran a 2-speed in the car, but we wanted to try to get the mile per hour, increase the mile per hour. So we went a 3-speed. We had a few issues with that. So we're still going to go back to the 3-speed. Our aim in the Supra is to run in the mid-6s, and we've got plenty in it to do it. I ran a 698 on a cast iron block. So now we've gone billet, and I'm not shy to say it to everyone. Yeah, we've gone billet. I've got a big turbo on it. I've got nothing to hide.
Who gives a fuck? Turn it up, bro. Let's bring it.
To be quite honest, bro, I don't give a fuck. To be honest.
That's it, man.
But yeah, so we've got another 40 pound in it. So we ran 694 and we still got 40 in it. So, and I'm still trying to understand how everything works. So putting 40 pound in is just not as easy as putting 40 pound in and then running a fucking 650. You got to make sure everything's set up.
Power management.
That's right, you know. But that's why we got Joe, we got Paul Moy, my brother Rob, Tony Gregich, you know, comes through and adjusts a few things on the suspension from that time to time. But the real guy is Darren Mood. But yeah, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
You got a smile in here, mate. You've done so much in such a short time.
You make us happy, bro, because you're new to the sport. You put radials on, bro. That's all we ask for. And
you've
mate,
knocked it out of the park, man.
You're a shining light. We've got to have you back on again because it looks like you like your call-outs too, bro. So, I don't know.
Thanks, boys.
Everyone here, Operation Radial Freedom, that's what they love. Now, tell me, any last shout-outs from you? Is there anyone that you wanted to thank? Is there anything you wanted to say? We've still got 350 people, mate. Unbelievable after 2.5 hours on this show. Let us know.
A big thank you to one of my close boys, Louis Saab, Terry and Willie Abu Ali, my younger brother Andrew, my brother Rob, who's I think that guy's going to have a heart attack because of me, because he tries to work and I try to go racing. I take him racing. He's not getting paid for the day. Joe, Mikkel Curie, Stipe, Nick Gregic. You know, everyone knows Nick Gregic is the most famous photographed guy on the start line. Tony Gregic, Miloš, Paul Moyet. Paul Moyet's, honestly, I've only met Paul recently, and the way he talks and the way he tells me things and the way he teaches me things, and you're learning from one of the best in the industry. Dave from Fuel Tech, Dave Anderson, is an absolute legend. We met him in Queensland, sat down with us, explained everything, and that's what I mean. Like, you're paying money to run Fuel Tech, but this guy, the owner of Fuel Tech, was out there with us, spending the time, talking to us, conversating. Not too cocky. I can't stand cocky people. It's my biggest pet hate is cocky people. I don't give a fuck what you're worth. Do you know what I mean? You got to stay humble and stay true to what you are, you know? And this guy just sat with us all day.
Jeez, bro, can you make a T-shirt with that on it?
100%, man. 100%.
That's right there, man. Well done.
Another big shout out to Hoos from Queensland. My alternator shit itself. And those boys in Queensland, honest to God, it was like a second family. They helped us out. Joe Signorelli, I've got to say 100 times over, Joe Signorelli, he's king of King 2. Any 2J, anything to do with 2J, you got to be fucking crazy if you think you're going to get anywhere else to build a 2J. And the real boss of it all, Jackie Signorelli. So Joe's wife, that's it. She's the lady behind everything that puts everything together for us.
Absolutely. Now,
and my kids are my family. No worries, boys. Thank you.
We got Wade Wagstaff. This is going to be history in the making again, Frankie. So
no worries, boys. Thank you.
Formula One. Thanks for joining us on Operation Radio.
Thanks, boys. See you. Thanks, boys. See you soon. See you, boys.
King 2J, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like and share. 500. Let's go. 600. Let's do it live. Radial Records about to drop. Ladies and gentlemen,
coming in.
He's just got a rocket lane, just on his burnout victor.
394. You know what? I'm going to have another rig, man. That's one less.
Ladies and gentlemen, make it go crazy, please. Like and share. It's going to be live here. You're going to see
bring
this.
some more food up here? We're dying here, man. We're dying here, man. Is it too much to ask?
He's back in the group.
Someone asked to go 380s.
The record holder's here, Wade Wagstaff.
He's just Wade Wagstaff.
Ladies and gentlemen, make it go crazy. The record holder is on the rocket lane. He's about to go for another pass. Mitchell Rose calling 392. Ladies and gentlemen, they're just getting it all sorted now.
Frank Tarabay, what an exciting young guy, man.
Right, you know what?
Done so much in so little time.
6 boosters coming around now.
He's got his head screwed on. Congratulations again, mate. Well done to the whole team. Mr. King 2J.
Craziness, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute craziness. Here we go. Ladies and gents.
Tell you what, man.
Here we go. Mark Jordan,
I'm calling 389.
Here we go. First beam on.
389.
Second beam. Oh, he singed it, ladies and
got out
gentlemen.
about 50 feet.
He singed it.
Not to be.
He's sticking with the first record, 394. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen.
Massive
It's all happening here at Radial Riot. I've nearly lost my voice, to be honest, but the heavy hitters are coming. Victor, if you have a look in the staging, mate, it's just there. If you go down there and have a look, who's coming down? Who can you see?
Please, mate. I can't see anyone, to be honest with you.
I saw the 6 boost Camaro just coming around.
Yeah, there might be someone flying around at the moment. One of the 550 guys there.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a cracking show. We've had in excess of 800 people join us. We've had Chris Diggles. We've had at least 450 people on average. There's still 321 of you watching live.
Chris Diggles, Andrew Hawkins, Frank Tarabay.
Frank Tarabay, what a man for the sport. He's the future, Barrels. That's why we're doing this show, mate. This show is about you. It's about people like Frank. It's about your families. It's about your businesses.
And it
it's
doesn't
about
matter
growing
where
this
you're
sport.
at, what end of the point end of the field, wherever. You're having a go. You're chasing your passion and your dream.
You won't believe it. You won't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. I thought we weren't going to have him on, but Paul Moy is going to be joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. We've had 800 people. Let's break the internet again.
Paul Moy.
Let's break the internet. We're just going to, now, ladies and gentlemen, I've got Matt McCarthy, who's just about to bring it in the beams. Let's have a look at this. He's in the speed flow lane. Willowbank Raceway, thank you so much, Dave.
464, 166 mile an hour, only about 15 minutes ago.
This is craziness.
Let's see if he gets off the line. If he gets off the line, this will be potentially a BD.
Absolute craziness, Victor. He's going to bring on the first bulb shortly. There it is. Coming up on the boost now.
There it is. He's getting that little small block wound up.
Bring it in.
275, second bulb's on. He's out of there. He's gone. Down broad. What's he going to be? We're 458, 166, 275. Beautiful. Pro Bird to the front, man.
Who else is there?
Getting it done.
Who else is there before we bring Paul Moyd on? Like and share, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting to Sony, towing around as we speak.
How about the haters? Brother, we had 800 people. Gup, you're the man. We've been supporting Motive DVD. You've just joined us. We had over 800 people joining us, Gup. We've just seen records broken here. Wade Waz stuff, 394 on radials. We've got the 6-boost Camaro going to come out shortly. We're about to have Paul Moyd on. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share. Let everyone know Paul Moyd's going to be joining us. He's just retired from Pro Slammer. We need to know what's going on. I'm sure he wants to thank a lot of
Easy going
people.
radio racing. I'm sure there's something up his sleeve.
We also
Don't
saw
discount anything
Ben
from that
Bray
line.
in a bloody door slammer. Paul
Ben Bray,
radials
how
on.
about that?
Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen.
Massive. Door slam on rails there. Benny Bray.
Who's coming
It's
next?
a blown car.
Who's coming
I
next?
think we've got one of the 550 boys here.
Yep. No,
Forgive me for not knowing all the guys. I will know by the end of the week. I will tell you
I
that.
feel bad now. Let's do it. Gup, you're the man. Well done, the Power Cruise. What an event, mate. I was pushing that. Shagger was on the mic. Shagger's got his show, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesdays. Don't forget 7:30, Shagger show. He's filling in between when we've got downtime, which is great.
We've got Miro on there. He's part of that big extreme.
Is that Lorenzo there? Is that Lorenzo there? Who else is it? Oh,
Yeah.
Eddie Tassani from Western Australia, ladies and gentlemen, about to come into Speedflow Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable. I can't believe it, Gup. We've seen history made. We've got history made on the show. We're about to have Paul Mahayek. I'm getting on with my boys. Barrelos is racing tomorrow, Gup.
We are testing tomorrow.
Unbelievable.
We will be here from 12, what is it? 12 till 10.
Here we go. Eddie Tassani, Speedflow Lane, all the way from Western Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got a 275 tyre on that. It's a twin turbo Monaro. They've come all the way from WA. Well done to Justin Simpson and Scott Harker. What an event. What a lead up. 165 cars join us. Joe Gauchi, Chris ran 408, brother. 408 at 195. Can't believe it. This is craziness. Here we go. They're going to put them in the beams, Victor.
Mate, I tell you what, I haven't seen guys this excited and guys just going, getting their car sorted, coming back out and having a go.
This is crazy.
And they're not having a go. These guys are swinging, man.
All
Let
right.
me tell you, records don't fall by doing conservative passes.
John, there are lamb chops for everyone. Huge thank you to Willowbank Raceway and Dave Hunter, mate, for giving us the corporate box to do this episode now. Let's get him on. Let's get him on. Where is he?
Mr.
Po Tung, how are you, sir? Greg Mauler, ladies and gentlemen, Pro Extreme Racing in Sydney. He wished he could be here, but he's got an event on racing in Sydney. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not coming up to this event, which you should be, to be honest with you, but if not, you need to be going to Sydney Dragway to support Greg Mauler and Pro Extreme Racing. There he goes. Eddie Tassani, he's been struggling with it, but mate, he'll get there. Who's coming on next?
Put the flame out there.
Who's coming on next?
I can't see. I do believe we've got, I think Kyle Sixboo's just hanging around, lurking around the back there. We'll see as they come round shortly. No, what a show. What a show we've had.
Paul Moyd will be on shortly, ladies and gentlemen. The man has simply recently retired from Pro Slammer.
He's really retired. I don't think
I'm not
he's
sure. I'm not sure what's
I don't
going
know.
on.
What does that mean?
Let me
Is
tell
he
you.
retired from that, or is he retired? I mean, has he got another car? Is he going radial racing? I do know he will be doing
Well,
something.
let's find out what Paul's going to do. Let's also congratulate Moyd's Demolition for taking on the sport of Pro Slammer.
To go in there in his rookie year, dominate,
Absolutely.
set records, make the trifecta.
Here he
set,
is.
reset,
Ladies and gentlemen.
done, win, and go back to back.
For us-
me, that's killer.
For us, he will always be the champ. You just heard from Frank Tarabay, ladies and gentlemen, what a gentleman of the sport he is. Let's get him on. Two-time Pro Slammer champion.
BJ 275 brought to you by Archie's Flame Grill Burgers, Australian Muscle Car Sales, and
Speedy Dips. Thank you so much.
Speedy
Here he is.
Dips, wear those lamb ribs, get them up in mate.
Paul, the man, the champ, Mahayat. Welcome, sir. You're on the phone to Eric Dillard of Fuel Tech. It doesn't end for you, mate. How you been, bro?
Yeah, good, man. Actually just hung up from Eric, and you're right, nothing ever ends. Just trying to keep the dream alive.
Absolutely, brother. And mate, what an ambassador to Fuel Tech you are in this country. You are named Mr. Fuel Tech by Victor and I here at Operation Radial Freedom. If there's anything Fuel Tech, mate, we tell people, bloody message Paul Mahoy because he's got the contacts, mate. He was just well, he was just on the owner to Proline Racing, man, and Fuel Tech there, mate. Look at that, Eric Villa, mate.
I think they might be discussing the FT700. Oh, but I should have said that.
What are you doing? Leave it to him to say that. Now, Paul. What for? That's for when you guys go to Formula One, you mad bastard. Now tell me, Paul, like and share, mate. Paul, can you host a watch party on this? I need every one of your mates to come on, man. I want everyone to see this. No, but that's okay. Fuel Tech can. That's all good. Now, Paul, can you host a watch party on your phone, mate? Because this is important. Mate, you dropped a bombshell. You dropped a bombshell, mate. Thank you, sir. You dropped a bombshell on the world the other night. I was shocked, I'll be honest with you, mate, because I had called out Stevie fast, and then all of a sudden you retired from the sport. Now,
well,
look,
I wouldn't say retired from the sport. I mean, he may have retired from a certain category.
he retired from Pro Slam.
I heard he could be coming here next year with some radio company. Anyway, Paul's on.
Now, Paul, we love you, brother. We love you like a brother because you are a gentleman of the sport, and I don't know if you just heard Frank Tarabay, mate, but he just gave you
massive praise.
Huge praise.
No, I didn't hear him, man. Unfortunately, I was on the phone, so.
Right. Okay. So he just said that you're one of the best ambassadors to the sport. He said you're a bit loose because you always tell him if he doesn't hold a flat, you're going to jump in the car. But brother, tell us what's just occurred. You've hung up the trophies in Pro Slammer. Mate, let the people know, please.
So what's happened is Moit's Racing have decided to have the year off. That's really what it is. You know, they've decided that they want to have the year off, concentrate on work, get their business in check where it should be. The car is for sale. It's for sale turnkey. No, the trailer's not for sale. So a million people have called me if the trailer's for sale. The trailer is not for sale. But the Slammer is for sale turnkey. Roller. If you want a spare engine, there's a whole lot of stuff there. Look, I'd be happy if somebody bought the car turnkey, and obviously if they bought the car turnkey, I'd attempt to go with it as a tuner. I really couldn't care less about driving anymore, man. I've done enough laps, for 15 people in this sport. So I get a kick out of tuning and helping people achieve what they want to achieve. So if somebody did buy that car turnkey, I'd be the first one to put my hand up to get on a tuning duties for them, and obviously help them, crew chief for them and get them where they need to be.
Paul, let's talk about the dream that you had, mate. The dream of taking on the best of the best in Pro Slammer. We spoke about it in Georgia. You had aligned, obviously, Moit's Demolition to assist you to realise that dream. Mate, stepping away from the category now, how you feeling? What's been the feedback that you're getting, mate? Because everyone's saying to us that, mate, you're the best thing that happened in the category of Pro Slammer, and people are thanking you on here as well, mate.
I'm going to have to pause it for a second. Ben Bray back here.
Sorry, mate. We've got to have to pause. You've got Ben Bray here on Radials in a door slammer, which is what I asked you to do. But anyway, he's in the rocket lane.
That's great. I hope he gets down.
He hasn't yet, but he's reversing.
Put radials on, they said.
It'll be fun, they said.
It'll be fun, they said. Yeah.
Now look.
All right, Paul. Sorry, mate. We're just gonna.
That's okay.
He's just gonna bring it in the beam shortly, mate. Let's see what he does. After that, we've got a 6-push tomorrow, and then we'll get stuck.
Is that a 20-second rule on that beam, or what's the story there?
It could be a 4-minute.
It's 15 minutes, bro.
Jeez. Here he goes.
Here we go. They're bringing
Very
it in the
bright.
beam.
He's coming on.
The man is a blower. The man with radials.
What's he got?
I hope those belts are in the back.
Well, I hope you didn't scare him away from Pro Slammer. He's got radials on.
No, you can't scare those blokes away, mate. They got doorstep with them blokes.
He's gone there. Ladies and gentlemen, 4
458, 177.
Well done.
Good job.
There's one from Billy Braiders.
Good job.
Well,
That's a
when
big
you
call.
start
That's a
with
big
good
call,
job.
man. Putting radials on a door slammer and going out there. That's a big call.
Crazy, brother, crazy. We've got 6 boosts about to come out, but tell us, mate, the decision to step away wouldn't have been taken lightly. But if you look back on the last 2 years, you're 2-time undefeated champion in Pro Slammer. Paul, how do you feel? How does your family feel? What's the feeling like around the house?
Oh, look, man, it's I guess it's a little bit sad, you know. I think we're really on top of where we needed to be at the end of it. You know, went to Grudge Kings, indoor slammer trim went 559, 558. I really think that we could have probably dropped a bomb on them, you know, this season, but it wasn't to be. At the end of the day, man, the Moits boys have put a lot into drag racing, and you know, I don't think there's any other company out there that have tipped what they've tipped into it, and you know, the effort they've put into it's pretty big. And you know, if it's a business decision, and that's really all it is, a business decision to step away for a little bit, you know, people have got to respect that. It is what it is.
Absolutely. I mean, there's tough times in the Australian economy at the moment, mate. The Moits boys are on multiple projects, and mate, no one can begrudge them of that. 2 years back-to-back champions in terms of sponsorship. But Paul, you were the man of the scene. You were the man behind the car. You had a fantastic team in Skip and Billy Perko and some of the other people around. Your dad was supporting you. It all started with Billy Stockland. So the journey itself, Paul, has been long, but there's one person that everyone's saying, you know, obviously produced the results apart from the team, and that was the driver, and you were the driver, sir, and we just had to have you on, mate, because we've got a lot of respect for you.
Yeah, look, I actually just finished saying to Eric, you know, as much as, you know, the driver plays a big role in this stuff, man, it's a team effort, and drag racing's not a, you know, me sport. It's all about the guys you got around you, and I think I had a great bunch of guys around me. You know, my famous speech to my own crew was.
Sorry, Paul. Give us 1 second.
That's all right.
He's in the beams. He's got it down. Here we go. Go. He's finally down. He saw the 4-1. 183. Sorry, mate.
No, it's all right. Yeah, look, my famous speech to my whole crew was, you know, we're only as strong as the weakest link. We had, you know, Billy Perko's son, Jimmy, selling merchandise. And if he wasn't selling merchandise, I'd have to take one of my other boys off to sell merchandise. And then I'd need, you know, Vic to do their job and Skip to do Vic's job. And, you know, it keeps going down the line where, you know, at the end of the day, the guy that's selling merchandise is as important as the guy that's tuning or driving the car, because, you know, somebody's got to do it. So, you know, I just think I had a good bunch of blokes around me. The Moits brothers, Tony, Chock and George, certainly, you know, got behind me and gave me a great opportunity to do what I did. I hope they are all happy with what we've done, and I hope that we've made them proud. You know, Daniel Moit, Chock's son, was, you know, he was there from the beginning. That kid lives and breathes drag racing. He loved it as much, if not more, than I did. And you know, like, it kept us all together. It was all good fun. My brother, Con and Vic, you know, me and Con and Vic have been together since I was 18 years old, I think. I'm 45 now. So, you know, those guys, big effort. You know, they stuck by us the whole time. You know, it hasn't just been the 2 years of Pro Slammer. It's been 7 years of racing a pro car. But before that, you know, we were racing Chock's Cortina back at the old track. You know, me and Nasser Matty used to turn up on a Friday night, and there'd be 85,000 people on the track. And, you know, Con and Vic were there from way back then. So, you know, I've built a really good relationship with my team. You know, Bill Perko's been with CMV, was with CMV for a long time and came over to Moits. Skip was on his own. We were using Skip before he came and worked for us and before he went to Hypertune. So it's been a really big team effort to keep us together and keep us doing what we're doing. You know what I mean? And look, we went to the US. We had the fastest door car on the planet at one stage, and we're just a pack of yobbo Aussies, and really showed them. And look, let's be honest, it's all American shit. There's no question about it. It's an American car with an American motor, with American tuners. But at the end of the day, man, we're just a bunch of Aussies that were diehard racers. And I think, we put Australian drag racing on the map in a big way back when we had that turbo car over there and went 274. So to say that we had a good innings and we had a good, we had a good drag racing career as a team, I think we did. I don't think we would have done anything different. I probably think we should have joined Door Slammer earlier, because I really think that, we brought some competition to the category and, raised the bar, and it's good for the category, it's good for the sport.
Paul, it would be remiss if we did not have you on, mate, because everything you've just said there, from CMV to Tony and the Moitz family, Daniel, who's been with you by your side, your brother David, and huge shout out to David, mate, because a brother's love has never been more prominent than what David gives you, mate, and all the sacrifices your family has made for the sport. Firstly, on behalf of everyone that's joined us this evening, thank you for what you and your family have done for the sport. Paul, we don't want to lose you behind the wheel, so I'm sure there's going to be some things in the pipeline for you. But tell everyone what's the priority at the moment. I gather Fuel Tech is your ultimate priority at the moment, but is there anything else that you're working on?
Yeah, look, Fuel Tech's definitely my priority at the moment. I was just talking to Eric, and at the end of the day, if we can make Fuel Tech look good by making people's cars fast, it sells the product. And let's not bullshit here. It's all about selling the product. So, I will give everything I can to customers that buy Fuel Tech and that, are willing to not even take a risk anymore with Fuel Tech, because there's no risk. It's a proven product. The fastest door cars in the world, the fastest radial cars in the world run it. And some breaking news soon, the fastest top fuel cars in the world will have Fuel Tech on them. So, my priority is to make sure Fuel Tech keeps moving forward in Australia. We keep supporting our customers. And at the end of the day, I'm more than happy to help anybody that has Fuel Tech or a blower car that, needs a blower team that needs a tuner or a crew chief. And, there's a lot more to going Door Slammer racing and winning championships than, putting a main jet in the thing and driving it. So, some teams have the budget and have a good tuner, but there's, they're lacking in other areas. And I'm fortunate enough that I've been a driver, I've been a tuner, I've been a crew chief, and, I can sort of sit back and have a look at a team and work out, where they need to improve and where they don't need to improve and all the rest of it. So, look, my services are available to do a whole range of things, I guess. I'm certainly going to keep helping Joe at Gas with the Celica, and we're going to keep moving forward with that. Zoran with the Mustang. Frankie was just on there, Tarabay, and we'll keep pushing forward with his car. And look, at the end of the day, all those cars that come out of Gas Racing run Fuel Tech. That's our Fuel Tech hub. So, we'll keep pushing forward with that sort of stuff. But, I'll just let you know now that as far as I'm aware, Moitz Racing isn't going anywhere. They're just having some time off. And they may be back bigger and better than ever.
Wow. Well, that's a fantastic announcement. Well done. Well done to Moitz Racing. And mate, there's someone said the economy's on the slide, so business before pleasure. So Paulie, let's change the tone, man. Do you have any Fuel Tech T-shirts? I need 1 or 2 T-shirts to give away to some people watching, man. What do we got?
100% I do. You just let me know what you need, and we'll give a couple of hoodies and a couple of shirts and hats away. And
all right, look, who we got on here? Hold on. Let's do it now, Paul. 1 second, man. 1 second. All right, look, Mark Jordan Peck, mate. He's been all over it. He's been Paul Moit the world. So we've got to give him a T-shirt if we can. Mark, message Paul Moit. He'll get you something. Who else we got here? Jackson Perry asked how much for the motors, Paul.
What sort of motors did you want? They won't fit in his. They won't fit in his junior dragster.
Oh right, okay.
Go down. Who's that? Someone there's just please. Mitchell Rowe.
Mitchell Rowe would like one. All right, let's give one. And hold on, I got to do it. Elias Louis Melky, Paul, him and his daughter. That's it. That's all we need. Him and his daughter, brother. They come and support you at every race. They support every racetrack. Mate, his daughter follows him around now, books in his schedule for racing.
That's killer.
The guys, we just gave away some T-shirts. Mate, love them. Hold on. Dave Boynton.
No, he ain't getting nothing.
Shut your neck,
he's not
Shut your neck,
nah,
mate.
David Mahay's getting shit.
David, we love you, brother. We love everything that you've done for your brother.
Look,
We
I
love
really
that you have
appreciate
your
it, man.
brother,
And you know, like I'll definitely still be a part of drag racing. Everybody will see my ugly head at the track still. I'm there to help people. Big shout out to the guys that really helped me out in my whole career. Billy Stockland, Eric Dillard, Steve Petty is honestly a guy I will always look up to. Those three guys are the best of the best in the drag racing world. And honestly, if you ever think you're going to get anywhere without them, it ain't going to happen. There's a lot of other guys out there, and Shane T. A lot of respect for Shane T. He wrote a really nice message on my Facebook post, and it's really good to see that these guys that I certainly look up to, and I think are the best people in the world in the drag racing industry, take note of what we do here in Australia, and for me it's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Paul, this evening we saw history being made in the radial scene. We've spoken to a young gentleman, Frank Tarabay, who you've taken under your wing. We've spoken to you, who has achieved so much. Chris Diggles has seen it all. And, mate, all we can say is that this sport is in one hell of a trajectory upwards, mate. We're going to support you in everything you do in your racing consulting, Paul. We're going to support everything you do in your fuel tech. There was a young girl here, Paul. If you've got a T-shirt for a 12-year-old, they've asked. That would be lovely, because obviously we want to support the youth. But Paul, mate, we want to get you on nearly every episode. You know why? Because you've given so much to the sport, mate. We've got to help give back to you.
No, I'm happy with that, man. And like I said, I enjoy this stuff, and drag racing's my life, and I guess I've dedicated so much of my time and energy into it. I won't walk away from it. In my point of view, it's probably a little bit of a setback that we're not racing this year, but I can't really say anything bad. That these guys have got to make a decision for themselves, for their business. They've got commitments well and truly beyond drag racing, and I always say it, I don't even know how those guys run that business, because they have so many people working for them, and they have so many responsibilities that I'd probably hang myself if I had their responsibilities. So, to be able to be given the opportunity that I have over the past, 7 to 15 years to race with these guys is a big deal, and I appreciate it. And hopefully, like I said, I've made them proud, and if we come back again, as well as I do, we're going to come back bigger and better than ever.
Absolutely, Paul. Thank you. And Paul, we're going to keep you on. We've got Joe Gauchi in the new Mustang.
That's a trick car.
He's pulling in on the right side. Now he's running a fuel tech.
FT600 the world.
408, 192 mile an hour.
He's put it in the beach, ladies and gentlemen. Second bulb, he's bumped it in. He's taken off.
Anybody run a 3 there yet?
Looks like the track's going away. Yeah, Wade Wagstaff, 394.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Wade's got it going on, man. I've got to tell you, he's a very, very, very smart kid, man. He
knows, man.
100%. And I've got a lot of respect for Wade and his dad. Wade and Andrew are really good mates of mine, and I really think he's a really, really smart kid.
Brother, that guy knows. He got Justin to put a fuel tech in his ute anyway. That's just the cruising car. He just ran 394 this evening, mate, in the Agent Orange. We had 800 people joining us live. It was crazy.
That's
it was
killer.
Crazy, Paul. It went on there. We were commentating, man. But Fuel Tech the world. And Paul, thanks so much. Thank you to your family. Is there anyone you wanted to thank? Obviously, your lovely wife and your kids that have supported you, mate.
Yeah, look, all my family have always supported me. My man's got behind me and allowed me to have time off to go racing, and that's a big deal, man. I help him manage his smash repair business in Thornlea. We've got a few workers, and I take a lot of time. I did take a lot of time off to go racing, and without the opportunity that him giving me the opportunity to do that, I wouldn't have been able to achieve what I achieved. So I'd like to thank everybody that, even the fans. My fan base since I joined, the Pro Slammer deal, went through the roof. I really appreciate everybody's support. There's a lot of other people that helped me get to where I am behind the scenes that, just helped me get shit done. And without everybody helping me out the way they did, I wouldn't have got to where I got to. So I thank you guys too for supporting the sport, but you haven't said the last to me. I'll come on whenever you want, and I'll be on the start line as usual.
Fuel Tech to the front, Paul Moit to the front, Moit's Racing.
Listen, I've got to do a shout out here for my car detailer.
Yeah, here you go.
His business name is Masters of Detailing. He details everything we own, our race cars, our everything we own, and he kills it. And he keeps saying to me, "Please, bro, give me a shout out." So if you want the best detailing job in Sydney, hit up Masters of Detailing at Thornley. Call Bill, and he'll certainly look after you. And you know what? Just because he made me do this, he's going to give you a $50 discount on a full detail.
Boom! You heard it here, Operation Radial Freedom, baby. Master of Detailing, mate. You're going to be a busy boy, mate. Get those microfibers ready, bro.
That's it.
You're in trouble.
All right, boys. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you. And thanks for your time. And Paul, you'll always be the champion.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning and now soon retired, obviously, from Pro Slammer champion, Paul Mahayed, who thanked, obviously, the Moyts racing family in Tony Moyt and Daniel Moyt, his brother, David Moyt, CMV Racing, all of the family involved in getting those cars to and from the tracks, travelling across the country, achieving 2 championships. Paul Mahayet, ladies and gentlemen, he will always be around the sport, and we thank him so much for his time. To those people that we called out on the episode, and yes, I do replay the episode, can you message us, and we'll reach out to Paul. Give us your size and your address, and we'll get those that merchandise out to you, please. Thank you so much. There are about 4 or 5 of you, I believe, off memory. I want to thank everyone this evening now. Victor,
Any more ribs, Shetty Tabaji? There is one, but you know what? I'm going to have to go with the cucumber.
Finish the rib. Now, I told you all, we're going to do a free-for-all. So here we go. If you are racing at Kenda and you want to do a call-out live, I think it's time to get a bit loose. So who we got here? Now, Daniel Nanzianti. Now, hold on, let's just talk about Daniel. I don't forget OG Daniel. I've asked him a few times to come online, but he's a bit busy and he's waiting. He's waiting for his Mustang.
He's waiting to drop the bomb again.
Daniel just
first 6-second radial car in the country. I was there, mate. I was there.
Oh, we were there.
On the greens then. I was there.
I was on the fucking car,
mate.
Anyway,
is that history or what, man?
I was part of it, but anyway, mate. SCF building him a fantastic new car. Actually, Craig Burns is here, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the property. He's looking after a few cars. Now, Daniel just had his own streetcar showdown.
He did.
Like a Cootamundra style thing, but he did it at Heathcote Raceway, I think.
Yeah, man.
Mate, there were some fantastic cars that showed up there. So, guys, that was the first event from Daniel that he's put on. Fantastic success. Well done, Daniel, on everything you achieved. And, mate, we want to cover it. So next time if you're there, mate, let us know. And if we can, we'll come down, mate, and support it and help out as much as we can to grow the radial scene. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in excess of 800 people join us this evening. We have had some of the best guests. We have seen radial record history being shown live on Operation Radial Freedom. Victor.
Straight out of Willowbank Raceway. Thanks to Willowbank again. Dave Hunter, thank you, mate.
Thanks to Tracy, thanks to Sue, thank you to Wedlock, everyone who's in charge of Willowbank Raceway. We thank you for your hospitality. We thank you for what's going on. Now let's get a little bit loose.
Any call-outs, any shout-outs?
Let's get some call-outs.
They're packing up behind me.
Yeah, they're packing up, man. That doesn't
they
mean
said 10 to 10. We're all done.
Who wants to come on, man? Who wants to come on? Have a bit of a call-out for Radial Riot. Thank you.
Anybody want to place any bets?
Justin Simpson, Scott Harker. Thank you to Australian Muscle Car Sales. Chris also had a baby boy, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations, Chris and Madeline.
Thank you to Peter Palekis for Varchis for all the burgers. Vic is really missing your burgers this
evening. Man, I tell you what, these slack guys around the back there, man, sending only about
they didn't really feed us.
2 kilos. My son Vass has a kilo, so anyway, I don't know where these blokes are going.
Disappointing, but we're going to head down.
Brought 40 kilos, but anyway.
See what's going on down that way. Dave Hunter is...
Dave Hunter's just making his walk across there, mate.
We're going to bring him on. Now, are there any call-outs, mate? Where the hell's Kryger?
Another killer show, guys. Miro, mate, Mr. 10-5.
Who wants to come on, man? Who wants to come on, man? What's going on?
They are on this weekend, by the way.
I'm opening it up. Oh, who? Pro Extreme? Yeah, we're
Pro Extreme. Miro here. 10-4's behind them.
They're in
Sydney. with a lot of these other guys to get it done. So go out there, support it.
I'm
I
disappointed
hate show
that
rate.
it's on this weekend because I wanted to be there.
Absolutely.
But
It
we're-
falls on the same day.
we're
What
at
do
the
you do?
Super Bowl of
We're at the
radial.
Super Bowl of radials, but these guys, get out there. If you can't get the radial,
If you're not
get
going to
out there.
Queensland, you better
You
get your
got
butts to
Sydney
Sydney.
Pro 10
Sydney
five,
Dragway.
mate.
Jason
You're gonna see some
Standard,
badass cars,
the
man.
Rocket Industry Nitro Ultids, mate, are on this weekend. Mate, there's like 33 gases or something entered from what Shagger was saying. So, mate, it's been an amazing...
I'm sure there'll be someone down there on radials, man.
I don't know, where is Craigs? Can someone go get him in the pits?
Craigs,
Go get him.
he's on the cans. Tell you what, man.
What about Gup? Is Gup going to come on? Talk to us about the next Power Cruise. Actually, the next Power Cruise is that in Melbourne?
I don't know, you'll have to confirm
I'm
with
pretty
Mr.
sure. I'm
Jules
pretty
himself.
sure, pretty sure there's a Power Cruise coming on. Who's coming on here, man?
Any call outs, any last requests, anybody want to go up with some money on someone? What have we got here?
What are we
We've got
doing? What are the
some
call outs?
Big Gun Radio broadcasters. Someone's knocking on the door. Ladies and gentlemen, is it
Here
free?
he is,
No,
here he is.
none other than
Dave,
Mr. Our own Kurt Johnson. Here he is, mate.
Dave, come
mate, come
around
around,
the suit, mate.
come around.
Now listen, Dave, we ended up having over 800 people join us this evening.
You're shitting me.
We saw the radial record pass.
Yeah.
mate, and everyone
Now,
can
we
see
picked
you.
it over 800 people, man, and consistent over 350. We've had a great,
What a
great
killer
job.
track, bro.
Oh, no, that's all Kurt. Maybe I've been helping. That's all Kurt.
Mate, the team here at Willow Bank have turned it on.
Oh, he's fucking nailed that shit, man.
Mate, 394.
The pedal.
Yeah, we love
That's what I thought.
I think
That's
he's going
pretty sure
80s.
about that.
Oh,
He's going 80s. Now,
Some
Dave,
guy swinging for the hills in these last few passes.
oh, I
man.
think so, man.
That guy Rumbanus or Rumbus in that Capri, man, where was he going? He was going for the moon,
he was
man.
all over the shop, man.
You can't say there's no hook up there.
He paid his money, man. He used as much track as you.
Yeah,
Now, Dave, tell the people, what can they expect from this amazing facility and track on the weekend, mate? Are we going to see history making?
We've already seen history making.
Are we going to see more?
I bloody hope so, man.
You bloody have, I believe.
Side by side threes, 200s. It's got to
Oh,
Yeah, man, that would be the icing on the cake.
It's right.
The Super Bowl of radial racing events, man. This is it.
Now, Stu Henry, 4-1. Eh?
Yeah,
Where's
no,
he going, man? He wasn't getting down, mate. 4-1.
Day one I tested.
Day one, man.
Wow. Wow.
Now, Barrelos is behind the wheel tomorrow. So,
Oh, we'll be doing something.
We're
We're
going to be a bit busy tomorrow, but...
I'll get the soundtrack ready.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Dave,
Not that
hold on.
quick.
Trev Moses said, yeah, David, come in.
Come
in.
around.
It's my fans, my people.
Here we go. Sounds like a lot of bench racing getting done right here, right now.
yeah,
And don't you forget it.
Now, Dave, we thank you in excess of 35 times this evening.
Yes,
But we want to
You're
thank you
welcome, boys.
personally for allowing us the opportunity. This is like a Christmas present for Vic and
Yeah,
I.
hey, boys.
We had the racing in the background. We saw the record pass. Mate, we've had our biggest show ever. Willow Bank allowed, through yourself, allowed us to use the corporate facility here. Mate, thank you so much for what you do for the sport. You've learned, obviously. Oh, look, it's a collective. You know, Scotty Harker, Justin Simpson, Diggles in the commentary box, Shagger, all of the people that help promote it are why we're here. But thank you to what you do, grassroots, mate, what you do on the track, what Peter Duffy was. Peter came out, I didn't know, it was Pete's son, we gave away a set of radios.
Yeah, mate, there you go, mate.
So that was
He's all
fantastic.
the car, he was running like 454.
Now, they got,
554.
now he's got the Clyde dialed in tomorrow. You're going to see something tomorrow anyway.
Absolutely.
From there. So Dave, mate, any can we thank who are the girls that have been here today? Was it Tracy, Sue was here,
Tracy Sue was in the tower, and Nikki and Margie doing the lanes.
and Nikki and Marty doing the lanes, yeah.
Smitty, Stan,
And obviously Tony's overseeing
Fireys.
the Fireys that were here this evening.
Yeah.
We want to thank everyone personally because firstly not only for allowing us but also for what they do here at Willowbank Raceway to support the radial scene, mate. There's 165 entrants. Are you going to get some sleep over the next 24 hours? Or what's the story? Now you're going to come with us. We're going to go have a few beers with Dale Elliott, I think.
Gareth Roses.
On a score now.
Gareth said, looking good, David Hunter. As always, I say, mate. 30 cars, 2 tenths, splitting renegade. Absolutely, man. It is going to be close racing, man.
Yeah, tomorrow night shootout's
Now they're saying Hellier for the belt. What do you
it's
think, man?
anyone's game.
Now listen, we got Diggle's predictions. Let's get your predictions.
Oh shit! Now
Who's running the 200?
Oh, probably Grubby, man.
Grubby, yeah,
has to be,
fair
man.
enough.
Grubby for the 200.
There's a lot of them knocking on that door.
Absolutely. Anything can happen. It's early days.
Now, tomorrow night is going to be like Thursday night in Georgia.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
They are going to send it with commitment. Absolutely, it's going to go off. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go drinking a little bit with Dave here. Does anyone want to come on?
Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll catch up with you. We'll catch up with you in a little while.
Come down to Dale Hellier's, mate, from Castle Hill Performance Tuning and Exhaust. Come down there because all the drinks are there from Springs, I think. We're going to get on now. That's all the rest of the stuff. They want to come down there.
Done. We're going home to bed.
No, then come come down. We're going to clean up from here. We'll be done in 2 seconds. We'll lock the door. Yeah, shut the door. Come out.
Yeah, that's where that's.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Hunter.
Woo, Dave, man, he's the man. Dave Hunter.
Hunter.
All right, Perry Bullivant. Now, Chris Nichols, I just want a big shout out to Perry Bullivant, man. He's brought the Snickers car back here, and mate, we're going to go see him now. And
Big shout out, Josh Ledford and Keith Berry. Woo, in the house.
Peter Duffy. Is Woo in the house?
There it is, mate. Josh Ledford, man, he's a bad mofo. That's
Where's
right,
Josh
mate.
Ledford?
It says Josh Ledford, Keith Berry in the house.
Hold on, we've got to bring Josh on. Hold on. Where is he?
He might not
Where
be
is he?
on
They're not coming on.
Dixon.
All right.
Depends where he's doing, but they're definitely in the house. Dave Moyes just confirmed
Keith
that.
Berry, if you want to come on, let us know, mate. We've had our biggest show, over 800 people joined us this evening, mate. We've had 400 people for most of the show. This has been amazing. Records have dropped. Wade Wagstaff.
Records have been broken. History has been made again at Willowbank, man. And it's only day one of testing. How about that?
Darren, also, I'm so proud to do this show with you, mate.
Oh, mate, it's always a pleasure, mate. It just rolls off your tongue, mate.
Nah, mate.
You love it, mate.
You were fantastic. We both love it. We're racers.
Oh, I love those bloody ribs, but I tell you what, these guys, man, they let me down, man.
No.
Anyway, I wouldn't give you an unprep trap. Why are you coming in with a kilo ribs? What the F, man?
No more live feeds. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, I've got some sad news. Just shout out, mate, my dad's auntie's going to pass away tomorrow, mate, so I've got to go to the hospital first thing in the morning. It's been a bit of a rough day for me, but I'm going to go say my final goodbyes tomorrow. And she's a very special lady, mate. She had a stroke, and it'll be lights out tomorrow for her, and God be with her. But mate, I love you guys. I love all the support you guys give the races. This has been probably one of the most emotional days for me. But to see record setting and to have Dave Hunter allow us to use these fantastic facilities, the tracks on Kill,
and not to forget Mr. Johnson, Kurt Johnson,
man, all the way from the United States.
Man, you ain't been racing.
Unbelievable,
Mr. Prep, mate. He'll prep anything.
Unbelievable. He's one of the best in the game. I would say he's the best in the game. Mate, he's given Dave assistance here to get this track on Kill. And well done to Scott Simpson and Justice Simpson and Scott Harker, mate, for their investment in the sport and what they've done here as well, mate. It's been a huge night tonight. Be a huge day tomorrow. It's going to be a sad one, mate, to start off with, but Vic's racing tomorrow, so he's going to give me some enjoyment. And ladies and gentlemen, God bless you all. Thank you for all your support. Thank you again to Andrew Hawkins, mate. New events, Barrelos, Radials, mate.
Unbelievable. Radials, man, just everywhere. Every division, every motorsport, just getting it done.
Now, look, we might come on a little bit later on tomorrow night, just do some call-outs maybe around the grounds. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Episode 22, it was 856 people, just so you're aware.
856 on at some point.
Absolutely.
An average of over 350 to 400.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys, the lovers, the haters. You make us famous.
Thank you.
Any parting words in?
No, just want to say thank you. Thank you to the racers. Thank you to the supporters, the track staff, the track owners, the promoters, to you, your family, for everything you're doing for my race operation, but everything you do for the sport. And ladies and gentlemen, we're a big family. 165 of this family are going to be racing here over the next 2 days, and we can't thank you enough. We love what we do, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sign off with the beautiful Willowbank track in our background, and thank you. Vic, anything you wanted to say? Is there any call-outs you want to make tonight?
Call-outs, mate. No,
mate.
I'm calling out Nick Zarakis, man.
Nick Zarakis.
You're going to beat them out, mate. Where's that naturally aspirated motor for that smelly valiant on 235s? We're coming to Willowbank with Dave Hunter to set a record in an NA car, man. And guess what, man? You're part of it. Nick Zarakis, you're a man. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Right. Any last, are we doing anything? Any bloopers? Any blunders? Any?
I just want to clean up here.
Yeah.
Oh, what a show. Yeah, I just want you to know that was already
Getting strong or what? Hey, Scooters, are you going to get the bed?
Hold on.
You got to bust the move. Listen.
Hey, listen, we're going to be in the pits now. We're going to get a bit loose. I need a few drinks because mate, I'm going to have a death in the family tomorrow, mate. So,
Relax, mate.
ladies and gentlemen, Radial Riot.
Bloopers.
Barrel. Be careful, mate. We've got no insurances for this.
Oh, shit.
Hold on.
No insurance.
Listen, I'm going to... Hey, Dave, can I take the elevator here?
Yeah, for sure.
He's fucking...
You spend the bucket you got me.
He's lost it. See you later, peeps. Operation Radio Freedom, episode 22, bro. See you later. Thanks to Archie's Flame Grill. Thanks to Australian Muscle Car Sales. Thanks to Speedy Diffs. Congratulations, Chris Zortzis, on your baby boy.
Dave Hunter, you're a man.